J.K. was able to do that and bust a couple chunk plays on top of that, which helped him out and helped the team out.
Yeah, but it wasn't like these running away from the defense type plays. And same way when he got to his 103 yards last week. I don't think there was any carry longer than 16 or 19 or it was something like that. Okay, yeah, no carry longer than 16. Dobbins is relentless. And I can't wait to continue to talk about him this afternoon because, and I know coming into the season it was, hey, R.J. Harvey could be the starter by week 5, or some people were saying, hey, he'll be the starter week 1. No. There is one bona fide running back on this football team, and you brought this up 2 weeks ago. I'd be scared to think where the Broncos would be if they didn't have J.K. Dobbins.
If I'm Sean, I'm hugging J.K. right now. J.K., come here, man. You're my man. You're my man. I know, look, I know we should have came and got you a little earlier, and that's on us. I know what you're going to ask for if you continue to do this throughout the year, J.K., but, we'll get to that as time goes on. But thank you for what you're doing for this football team. But J.K. Dobbins is not doing anything that he hasn't done in his career in the NFL.
Right.
Other than now he's hopefully, knock on wood.
Knock on wood, yep.
He can stay healthy.
Right.
But the man has averaged 5 yards a carry in his career. Why? Because he is a really good running back in this league. He's very patient. He's powerful. He understands the scheme. He's able to elude tacklers. He has a little burst to him. He has everything that you need to be a solid running back. I don't have to say great. You don't have to be a great running back in this league to have success. But for JK, it's working here in Denver, and he has the confidence. The offensive line has the confidence. And Sean is obeying his damn eyes, and it feels good, Zach. It
oh, my gosh.
Great,
what a fun day to come in here and do this job. Are you kidding me? One of the best wins in years for the Denver Broncos. They have their signature win of the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era. How did they pull it off considering those circumstances? We will start to diagnose it coming up next.
The Broncos took down the defending Super Bowl champs in the city of brotherly love. After a bumpy start to the season, as Denver finally found its true team identity. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece, just like I was, why not shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And if it's not a watch, it's any type of jewelry you're looking for. Whatever you want, they will have. And they're going to treat you just like family the minute you step through those doors. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself. And looking at this gorgeous watch today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, you'll feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, but they will give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler. Also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
This March, Wendy's is fueling the madness with amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never-frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it.
Get it for $1. Dave's single, order in the app. Dave's single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's, official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Cherdak from Denver Regenerative Medicine. When it comes to healing, there's no one-size-fits-all. Every patient receives a unique treatment plan designed just for them. We use either your own stem cells or carefully selected donor cells to treat degenerative joints, torn muscles and ligaments, and even back injuries. Our goal is lasting healing without unnecessary surgery. And right now, we're offering 10% off treatments through October. Schedule your free consultation today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Looking for my friends at Roller Auction. Got one of my favorite auctions that is open for bidding right now. A government fleet vehicle and equipment auction. It's got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now. It will be ending on October 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. One of my favorite auctions. Go see it all and get yourself a great deal at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Victory Monday, October 6th, less than 24 hours after the Denver Broncos marched into Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and slayed an undefeated Super Bowl dragon. Mr. Phillip Lindsay, how the heck are you?
Woo! I'm great, man. It was fun watching that game, fun getting that victory. The Eagles, man. The Eagles, they were they on a 12-game win streak at home?
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, man. I'm doing good, man. My son went to school today, got him up, got him dressed. He was ready to go early, so I didn't have to continue to just pull at him and tell him the same thing, get up, get up. So I knew it was going to be a good day. When he got up on his own, put his clothes on, brushed his teeth, I helped him with his hair, ate his breakfast without me having to tell him to eat. I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a great day today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. So fired up to be here. I mean, we have so much to get through. I mean, but it's a day like today where I feel lucky to be sitting in the seat and being able to be as positive as we're going to be. Not that it was a perfect football game, because it was far from it. But we have seen games where the Denver Broncos are in control of it and lose at the last second. And so the fact that the Broncos went into Philadelphia and won for the first time since September 1986, and they're on a 12-game win streak, and they're the Super Bowl champs, and they're undefeated, and they're 20-1 in their last 21 games. And it was the Broncos who not only won, but they did it from 2 scores behind in the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter?
Are you kidding me?
I don't know how you are, but for me, I get when the Broncos have a big-time win, right after that game, I get the itch. I'm like, damn, man, I wish we can go on here right now and start talking about it. But I know I have to be patient.
Dude.
We have to, go through things and lay it all out.
This is
There's
so funny.
much time.
It's so funny that you're saying this, because one, I'll tell you this, just on a personal level, it's a really encouraging sign that that's the feeling you're getting as far as you loving this business that you've been in the last 2 years. I will also tell you, I thought about driving into the studio and jumping on the post game. It literally crossed my mind. But I'm like, you want to know what? You want to know what? And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, the Broncos played on the early side.
Yeah.
You have your whole rest of your Sunday. The whole week is going to come to you anyway. Just let those guys do their thing, and then you just settle down, spend the time with your family. End up cooking out on the Traeger and bringing my son to the park and all this stuff.
Now, did little Owen, did he have a football game, or was it a bye week?
He did. They had a football game, and they won. They are 4-0, so they got a good little team, and we're having fun with those kids. And so it was a good weekend, but it was just made that much better when the Broncos won, and we know we get to come in here and talk about a team that is squarely in the mix of everything. Everything that the Denver Broncos could want to do or would hope for this season is all out in front of them. And when you pull off what is the best win so far in the NFL, maybe with the Patriots actually last night.
Yeah, that was a crazy game too. I mean, it's like upset galore with two big-time teams losing.
Yes, both at home.
Yes.
And the Eagles hadn't lost. They were on a 12-game win streak at home. The Bills hadn't lost at home since the Broncos beat them in the 23 season. So this is why the NFL sits on its throne. It's king in American sports because it's psychotic. You never know what you're in for. And once you think you start to have things figured out, that league will humble you. And there was a lot of people humbled yesterday who just assumed that the Denver Broncos, who don't have a true signature victory like this in the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era, the assumption was that Philly would handle business. Broncos, it's going to be close. Broncos don't win close games. Philly wins all their close games.
Now, I will say this with you. Now, the rest of the market started to catch up with you, and a lot of people started to say that this was a game that Denver could upset the Eagles. But for you, I mean, this is something that you were talking about before the Chargers game.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
Where you were like, hey, like, if we get to a situation where the Eagles are still 4-0, I feel strong.
Which is what I was hoping for.
Okay. And you were like, I feel strongly that the Denver Broncos are going to go into Philly and get that win. Why? Why were you so confident? Because you said it 2 weeks in advance.
Yes. And then picked them to win on Friday because I was watching them. I'm like, what am I looking at? Why does this feel so weird? Like, why do I not feel them? Like we talk about sometimes like the result in a box score not being a reflection of like how it feels. Like Michael Porter Jr. had 16 points, but I never felt him during the game. As an example here locally from the last couple of years, when I was watching Philly, it reminded me of Kansas City last year, and I just couldn't explain why Kansas City was undefeated. I'm like, I don't see. Like, when I watched Philly in January, I'm like, dear mother of God, this team might beat every other pro football team that ever existed. Like, that's how good their roster was. And so I just had this feeling, and I know that the Broncos, when they play their best defensively, they can have the best defense in the league. And I was just hoping that Philly would stay unbeaten, be a bit of a sleepy spot. If I could use like a sports gambling term, it's like a kind of a sleepy spot, and it's not in prime time, right there in the mix of the rest of the slate.
Yeah, and not in prime time. It's right there in the middle of everything. And when you talked about Philly and how they've been winning, it's been because of their special teams. It's been because of a couple block field goals and a block punt.
Yeah,
you take those away. My guessing is Tampa Bay beats them.
Yes,
and the Rams
definitely beat them. Yes, and they're 2-2.
Yes, and they're sitting here like, hey, yeah, you guys are 4-0, but there's context to it. You've been able to get away because of good special team play. A little bit of luck has to go into that, knowing that hey, you have to have the timing when you're dealing with special teams and blocking a kick. That has been the case for Philly for 2 straight weeks. It wasn't going to be a third. And Denver was able to handle business. They were able to stay in the game even when it wasn't going well for them. It's like zoning out. That's the way I'm looking at this game with the Denver Broncos is, for 3 quarters they didn't look good, but they hung around. They stayed true to themselves. They zoned out, and then all of a sudden they got back into it, had a couple opportunities that they took advantage of, and then you look up and they win the game because of it.
Incredible, man. Down 10-3 at half. Down 14 points in the second half. Broncos accumulated 102 total yards in the first half. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. It really was, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I just shook my head. I was like, man, no offense. We can't get anything going. Bo Nix cannot get settled in the pocket. I mean, the run game, it was kind of splashy, right? It was good at some points, and at other points it was just there. was like, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're not getting Evan Ingram involved. I mean, at one point, Courtland Sutton, where were you at? So there was a bunch of stuff going on in that first half.
Yeah, and when you got guys dropping the ball, like when Bo Nix drops it in a bucket down the right sideline on that first third down. I think it was the first third down.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and then Sutton, it just like, wait, what? Sutton? Like, how do you look like you went to go give someone a hug and they disappeared? You just arms just poof. And then Nate Atkins dropped the ball not long after that, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then the penalties started to stack up. And then when the receiver, Trent Sherfield, Bo missed them long on a touchdown again. And I'm like, you cannot false start penalties and having to use timeouts because the play clock and
it was like flashback to the Chargers game.
It
yet
was.
Again. Here we go. Opportunities right in front of you, not taking advantage of them. One of them was on Bo, and the other one was on Court. So it's like, damn, can we just do the right things all the time? But they hung with it, and they stuck with it, and they did not flinch. That's the word that you use in the NFL. You don't flinch, and they didn't flinch, and they look up and you win because of that.
Incredible, man. Just incredible. Bo, through the first 3 quarters, 114 yards passing after 45 minutes of a 60-minute game. Just incredible. And so I am I'm so impressed by the resilience, by the stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
And just hey, I'm still going to be in the middle of the ring trading punches. And I know I'm losing on points right now. I know I'm going to have to knock you out to win the fight. And there they were. Oh, my gosh. That's an all-timer. I mean, I say all-timer. This franchise has won Super Bowls. In this window of Bronco football, if you want to put it with Bo Nix or Sean Payton or since Super Bowl 50, however, it's one of the best wins in years for the Denver Broncos. And they are, make no mistake, the talk of the NFL world today.
You're going to turn on every channel. It's going to be the Denver Broncos. Let's Bo.
Gotta love it.
Come on.
Oh, doctor. All right. The Broncos don't upset the Super Bowl champs without their defense grounding the birds. That's next.
After 3 bad quarters, the Broncos offense rallied late and took down the Eagles for a signature road win. Can Sean Payton keep a momentum rolling as the team prepares to head overseas? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, gentlemen, happy Victory Monday. Say it with me. Erectile dysfunction is an intimacy destroyer. Guys, it's no good. And when you're dealing with that means you may be having problems with your significant other. And I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is proud of the work they do in treating erectile dysfunction to restore intimacy for their patients. How many guys out there have a mediocre sex life? Is it just good enough, or could it be really good? Nah, better yet, could it be great? Because everybody out there deserves to have great sex. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more. All I want you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the kicker, gentlemen. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is absolutely free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. You could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches. All styles, from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. No shipping your watch off to the internet site and waiting to get a check. Bring your used Rolex into Matthews. We have been servicing Colorado since 1951. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center. Matthews, we buy, sell, and service Rolex watches.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year, Performance that pays off. Because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
This is Hall of Famer Terrell Davis here to tell you about my friends at Colorado Credit Union. Great plays start with a solid game plan, and the same goes for home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or tapping into your home's equity, Colorado Credit Union has the mortgage and home equity options to fit your needs. Ready to make your next big move? Visit ccu.org to learn how Colorado Credit Union can help. Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank. Membership eligibility required. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Is water damaging your home? Contact Groundworks, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at groundworks.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Broncos don't upset the Eagles without their defense grounding the birds. Defeathering, if you will.
Plucking the feathers out one by one.
How about Benito? How about Benito doing the Fly Eagles Fly celebration?
Hey, he's gutsy for that one. I mean, you're in Philly.
Right, and you were also down 17-3 when he did it.
Oh, he knew. He was like, hey, we're coming back.
Yeah. When he got his second one, he did it again. It was like, okay. I mean, we need to have a dedicated conversation about that dude here.
Torpedo Bonito.
He is, oh my gosh, just an absolute psychopath demon right now. Just an absolute demon. Freakazoid.
Oh yeah,
he is on one right now.
Oh, I mean, if you're a tackle right now, if you're a left or right tackle, because Nick Bonito, he can be placed anywhere and he's gonna do the exact same thing. You're shaking in your boots.
Yeah,
those knees is clapping.
You may have a bellyache that day. You may have to stay home from school that day.
Mommy, my stomach hurts. My tummy hurts. I don't want to go against Nick Bonito. I wouldn't either.
Oh my gosh,
I wouldn't either, son.
So the Eagles, 2 of 11. On third downs. That's 18%, guys. The lowest in a home game for Philly since 2017.
That's just a dominant performance. That's a defense that bowed up, stood tall with each other, great communication out there, but people were making plays. Players were making plays. And you know what I always say. Players make plays, players win games. Somebody has to make a play. And if it wasn't Nick Bonito, it was Jaquan McMillan. If it wasn't Jaquan McMillan, it was PS2 having sticky coverage. Now, okay, yeah, there was going to be some times where A.J. Brown caught a couple passes. A.J. Brown's a good receiver.
Yeah.
Riley Moss, we can talk about him later on, but he was able to still stay tough throughout the game, where it's like making a couple plays here or there. You're looking at me weird.
I mean, he struggled pretty bad.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, but he was able to steal one snap and clear. Even when you're having a bad game, you have to stay in the moment. You have to trust your technique, trust your process. And I know we'll talk about him, but he's still part of this team. One of the bigger reasons why you're able to still win. You're part of this team. So overall, the defense played some balls, Zach.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, in terms of Riley Moss.
Yeah, you want to go? You want to get right into it?
Huh? Well, you know what? Not yet. Let's take our time. Let's take our time here.
Take our time.
At what points were you frustrated with this defense, and what do you think a potential turning point was?
You know, Zach, I'm not going to sit here and say I was ever frustrated with the defense, because when you look at what the offense was doing in the first half, it's like, man, like, what are you expecting? Like, the Eagles do have a high-power offense when it starts to click. You have two receiver ones. You have Saquon Barkley, who, by the way, only had 6 carries. An offensive line that is still really good, and Jalen Hurts. So you knew that the defense was going to give up some plays. You knew that the defense in general, when it comes to VJ, it's a bend but don't break defense. But what I wanted to know is, could we make one more play? Can we find a way to get a stop? Can we find a way to put them in 3rd and long? And we were able to do that more times than not. Now, of course, you're going to give up some chunk plays, like I said earlier. But what do you do with that when you get to the red zone? And I think that first drive, when the Eagles was the first drive when the Eagles, or was the second drive when the Eagles drove down the field and got into the red zone.
Of the game or the half?
Of the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now
yes.
everybody's like, hey, the Eagles are 11. You know, they're 11 for 11.
Yep.
100% in the red zone. And the Denver Broncos were able to stop them.
That was
huge. For a field goal.
That was symbolic almost.
That right there, it generates confidence throughout the whole team, throughout the defense, saying, hey, we can do this.
Yep.
That we are the real deal. We only gave up 3 points. That's a win when it comes to the defense. You're playing against Philly, who's 4-0. But throughout that game, I was like, if the defense can just stay tough, find ways to make big plays, maybe get a turnover. That's something that the defense is still lacking. Get that turnover. Things are going to be just fine, Zach. And they were able to do that. They were able to stand tall, bow up, and the Broncos offense was able to get going in the fourth quarter.
There was a lot yesterday where it felt like a bit of a Freaky Friday. And we just had a Freaky Friday conversation recently because we were talking about
was it last week?
Who are we talking about that? Oh, I remember. It was ahead of the Colts game, and I said there could have been a Freaky Friday draft sequence where Tyler Warren is a Denver Bronco and Jahdae Barron was an Indianapolis Colt. And it felt to a certain degree like there was a role reversal with the Eagles and the Broncos yesterday. Kind of throughout the fight. In a sense where the Broncos started to get pressure on Jalen Hurts by only sending 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the Eagles have made their hay because they're so strong up front. I mean, you can rush with 4 and just drop everyone else into coverage. It's like, wow, what an advantage not having to bring pressure with a blitz. So the Broncos had that going for them. The Eagles had uncharacteristic personal foul call at the end of the game and just some sloppiness from a penalty standpoint. Where
that motion, that one motion with Saquon Barkley that pretty much messed the game up for them.
Yeah, and that's where I was going to go, I think, with Riley Moss, because I think Devontae Smith caught the ball on Moss, and that would have changed the game. It would have changed the game down the very back stretch of that fourth quarter. But it was them who had pre-snap penalties. It was them who had the silly personal foul. It was them who started to lose on the line of scrimmage. It was the Broncos who were able to get pressure with 4 and drop everyone else into coverage. Like,
was there ever a time during the game, maybe in the first half, that you were frustrated with the defense?
I was, because I had watched the Philly offense and they had not been playing well, and they started to play some of their best football in that first half. And I know I mentioned it to you and Cecil and Dover during the crosstalk, but like Like when in one half of football, Jim Nantz is saying, hey, this is the longest passing play of the year for the Eagles. Hey, this is the longest rushing play of the year for the Eagles. This is the longest catch of Saquon Barkley's Eagle career. Like, there was some of that when I'm like, wow, like they're breaking out offensively against Denver, even if they didn't have the absurd amount of points to show it, because only had 10 points at halftime, but they were having success. And so I was a little bit frustrated.
And that's why I said it earlier. I wasn't as frustrated because I know how VJ's defense is. It's the bend but don't break type of defense. They're gonna go man. That's the thing that I guess I could sit here and say that irritated me sometimes was when you're in man, you put pressure on your linebackers and those cornerbacks to be one-on-one. Riley Moss is in man a lot. So now when you're going up against a true receiver one that has speed, that has more speed than you, and he's getting off the line, like if he beats you, there's nobody over the top. Or Hufanga, he's in the middle of the field, and so it's harder to get over the top if you have a good quarterback that can place the ball where it needs to be placed. But so for VJ, it was like, man, is there a time or there's a time and place when to get out of man? Like mix it up, disguise it if you're going to go man. Because now for Jalen Hurts, it's like, let's just take those shots. Let's take the shots. Let's get A.J. Brown going because he's a crybaby. All right, Devontae Smith, who's been very consistent for him. Let's see if he can beat Riley Moss, which he was able to do. And so I guess if you're going to sit here and say frustrated.
In the moment I was.
It was like, VJ, disguise the man coverage. Disguise this. You're going to have to bring some pressure at times, but then build back. Count on and rely on your forward pass rushes to go at it. And he was able to do that, and it changed the game when VJ was able to rush 4 and get pressure on Jalen Hurts, and now they're playing zone man to help out over the top on someone like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he did. Vance Joseph, like,
give my man a head coaching job.
He was excellent yesterday. Mixing in the zone looks in the second half, it helped change the game.
He did.
All Hurts' success came against man. And he really started to struggle against zone, and Vance deserves credit for that. And Vance deserves credit for knowing when to dial up the blitz. That sack from Jaquan McMillan late in that game, just chef's kiss.
Hey, that's why Jaquan McMillan's on the field, Zach.
Hey.
Did we have that question? We talked about it.
Yes.
Why is Jahdae Barron not playing more? Because of Jaquan McMillan, baby.
He was great. He was great. And then Barron had a pass breakup late in that fourth quarter.
Key play,
it was.
I know we're going to talk about it, but that was a key play. That's a growing up moment for Jahdae Barron, saying, hey, you're playing with the best of the best, the elite, and you were able to make a big-time play to kind of keep the momentum on the Denver Broncos side.
Yep. And you say a growing up moment, so I'll piggyback off of that. On Friday when we were making our predictions at the end of the show, I said I believe the Broncos are going to go in there and win this game, and it's going to be a coming-of-age moment for this team. A coming-of-age moment. You think of like a coming-of-age movie like An American Pie, or you're transitioning to this other part of life. And my hope is that this is a coming-of-age moment where there's like pre-Eagles win and post-Eagles win from a confidence standpoint, from a drawing from substance, knowing that you can do it because you've done it. You've won that close game. You've beat that winning team. You've done it on the road.
You got over the hump.
You came back and did it. You had to come back by 2 scores. So it's very, very, very exciting. All right, we are going to, here in less than 20 minutes at the top of the hour, comb through all the details of this football game, all right, in wholesale fashion. But before we do that, I have to ask a question. Are Deion Sanders and the Buffs officially spiraling? That's next.
TCU held serve at home and handed Coach Prime and the Buffs their second straight loss. With their season hanging in the balance, can Colorado find a way to get back on track and secure their first conference win? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, Broncos country, football is back, baby. Summer is officially over, and that means it's all about the game days now. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and in style. And speaking on getting to the Denver Broncos games, you can get 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So what I'm trying to tell you is let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle the traffic and parking hassles and let them get you to and from the game safely. And all you have to do is focus on the important stuff, like making as many memories as possible with your family or your friends. Call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, you can give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Colorado, here's the score. Groove Toyota has over 25 used vehicles priced under $10,000. That's right, dependable cars, trucks, and SUVs you can drive home today without breaking the bank. Just like game day, timing is everything. These deals won't last long, and when the clock runs out, they're gone. Groove Toyota is all in on Colorado, all in on value, and all in on getting you back in the game. So make your move. Groove Toyota on Broadway in Inglewood or shop GrooveToyota.com. Groove Toyota, all in on Colorado all season long.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been seriously injured in a truck or car wreck, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review now. We've been voted best personal injury law firm for the last 3 years in a row. Visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's the drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
We'll get back to Broncos here in just a couple minutes, less than 15 specifically, and right back at the top of the hour, start talking about the huge win in Philly yesterday.
Well, it was a huge opportunity on Saturday night at home in Boulder on national network television against TCU. And, man, the way that the game started compared to the finish of the football game, it could not have been different. Phil?
I'll tell you what, Zach, before you even start.
Yeah.
It was like deja vu all over again, the BYU game.
Yep.
Like how the BYU game started, I was texting you and Drew and Dante, and I was having fun. And I was like, I told you guys, I told you. But yet you got to play 60 minutes of football.
Yeah. Well, guess what? It was me texting this time. I texted you guys in the first half. I said, CU is definitely going to win this game. All right? And I genuinely believed that there was no form of jinx involved.
Yeah.
Like none. None.
And you weren't alone. I completely agree with you.
Dude,
I was like, yep.
Dude, they weren't just winning. They weren't just winning the game. They were dominating.
They were.
And they were dominating them up front. And I'm like, look at this offensive line. Now, I don't know where that game stacks up in terms of offensive line games.
Yeah.
But, and because I could be missing one, I was walking away like, that was the best game I've seen that CU offensive line play.
The offensive line, I mean, obviously when it comes to pass blocking, have been one of the best teams, top 10 teams this year in college football. But run blocking, they have struggled. But the BYU game, they started to turn it on, and they had success where they had 100 yards in the first half, and then Pat Shurmur went away from it in the second. Well, in this game, they kind of had an opportunity, the offensive line, to get going, both running the ball and passing the ball. They're in a rhythm, and we're talking about the O-line specifically. They're in a rhythm, but everybody else has to catch up. When I mean everybody else, the quarterback needs to catch up with the team, and specifically being on the same page with your running back and your receiver so that you can continue to sustain leads.
Phil, and I talked about it 2 weeks ago when I said it's become the most chaotic quarterback conversation in college football. Maybe that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
After Ryan Staub really struggled in his first start ever. Salter can't play at this level. It doesn't look like. You can't have 3 interceptions and expect to win that football game.
No, I tweeted it. I'm not afraid to say it. I tweeted it on Saturday night when I was upset because as a fan, I'm upset. We're sitting there, we're beating TCU, having an opportunity, and then you have Caden Salter who decides to throw 3 interceptions when he didn't have to. At some point, it's like, dude, what are you looking at? Be smart with the football. Utilize your legs. You're in the red zone on one of your interceptions. All you have to do is run it in if it's open. If it's not, throw it out of bounds, live for another down. But yet you force it in to a tight hole. All right, it gets deflected or bounced in the air, picked off, and now the confidence, now the momentum swings right back into TCU's hands. And that's not good football. All right, when you need to be able to sustain drives and you're stepping, all right, your foot is on TCU's throat. All you have to do is finish them off, and you can't do that. And you're right, Zach. Caden Salter, when it comes to being a quarterback in the Big 12, he is not a Power 4 quarterback.
No, he's not.
He would be a good backup.
Sure.
But a guy that you can rely on when the game's on the line, a guy that can march down the field for you every single drive that you have confidence in, he's not that man for you. He doesn't throw good enough for that. He doesn't sustain drives and make good enough decisions. He's not a good decision maker to where you can have confidence in him every single game. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see that because there is talent on this team. We could have beat BYU. We should have beat TCU.
And you could have beat Georgia Tech.
And you could have beat Georgia Tech.
And what's a common theme with all of them?
The quarterback play.
The quarterback play and blown leads.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 10-0 against Georgia Tech?
It was. Starting fast.
So 10-0 against Georgia Tech, you lost that game. 14-0 against BYU, you lost that game. Yep. And I don't know how this is possible. You're up 14-0, and you lost by 14. That hasn't been done in a long time at CU. 2016 is the last time that happened. And here's the other thing. It's like the Buffs ran the ball well. I was so impressed with the Dallin Hayden kid. 6.8 yards a carry. How come he only got 9 carries when he's averaging 7 per? But Micah Welch averaged 3 yards a carry, and he carried it more often.
Zach, you're asking the wrong person because I always thought when it comes to the running back room in running backs that you ride the hot hand. That's why you have multiple of them. That's why you had the luxury to put multiple of them on the football field at the same time. But once one gets in a rhythm, you stick with him until he gets cold. Then you throw the next one in. That's how it has always been. But yet, Hayden does a good job, and he doesn't get his opportunities. He doesn't get more opportunities. It's confusing to me, man, and it's frustrating because if you stick with the run, you have a great opportunity to win that game on top of Caden Salter making better decisions.
Yeah, and excuse me, I said they were up 10-0 on Georgia Tech. That's my bad. They were only up 7-0, so not quite the same as the BYU and the TCU 14 blown leads, but a lead early that they couldn't sustain. And now you look up, and
they had 3 interceptions in that game too.
That's right. That's right.
And that's why it comes back to, like you said, blown leads, which is true, Zach. But it's the quarterback play.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like, we can sit here and say, well, they should have done this, they should have done that. No. If the quarterback would have made the right decisions, utilize his legs a little bit more than throwing the ball, and when the passes were there, be accurate, you win those games. I'm so frustrated, man.
Yep. And now you look up, Buffs are 2 wins, 4 losses, 0-3 inside of Big 12 play. 0-3 inside of Big 12 play. This was Deion Sanders after the game.
Truly disappointed. Not lost for words, though, by any means. Addressed the team at the conclusion of the game in the locker room and challenged them on that moment. It's one thing to lose, then it's another thing to feel like you beat yourselves. When you're beaten, we were beaten in Houston. These other games, we had ample opportunity to win the games. For some strange reasons, we're not preparing these young men and equipping them enough to get over that hump, because we get to the same situational football every week, whereas we could go win it or we could do what we've been consistently doing. And the thing that I told our team is, we keep doing the same old thing we always done. We're going to get the same old things that we.
So and he went on a couple more, another few seconds there, but it was another game where Deion Sanders, after the game, says, we feel like we were the better team again. And so,
where are you at with them, though, Zach? When you look at this football team, is this a bad football team?
They're not. I'll say it like this. I do not believe they're as bad as their record collectively up and down their roster. When you watch them play on a down-to-down basis, they don't feel like an 0-for team in the league, and they don't feel like a team that's lost twice as many games as they've won, although that is the reality of the situation. And the only 2 wins are against Delaware and Wyoming, all right, who you're supposed to win those games almost as like a formality. But I said this to you on Friday. I don't trust their coaches, and I don't trust their quarterback. And on Saturday night, that was more about Caden Salter's shortcomings, not the coaching staff, because I don't have anything.
I believe I'm with you, but I think it's a little bit of mixture of both when it comes to like coaching and situational football and bad QB play. But for example, you have special teams freshmen out there returning punts.
Yeah. Yep.
He doesn't give they call it a Peter call. He doesn't give a Peter call, which gets everybody out of the way to fair catch. And as a punt returner, you should always try to catch every ball that's out there. Even if you're not going to return it, you catch it. And that wasn't the case. And I believe that's poor coaching and poor communication to a young freshman that's still trying to learn about punt returning in the college football world.
Totally. You're not going to get any pushback from me on that. Okay, we'll hear from Deion a little bit more in today's show. Colorado will have to win 4 of its final 6 games this season to become bowl eligible. Wow. Okay, the Broncos knocked off the Super Bowl champions. What was our single biggest takeaway? That's next.
The Broncos took down the defending Super Bowl champs in the city of brotherly love. After a bumpy start to the season, as Denver finally found its true team identity. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
You worked hard for your 401k. But if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Don't get for my friends at Roller Auction. Got one of my favorite auctions that is open for bidding right now. A government fleet vehicle and equipment auction. It's got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now. It will be ending on October 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. One of my favorite auctions. Go see it all and get yourself a great deal at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving up scratch-made food and pouring cold drinks every night after dark. Come experience the best late night in the league any day of the week, only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front. Because it's Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than that Mark Sanchez story evolved. Holy mother of God!
He was supposed to call the game the day what, after?
Yeah. 2 days after.
2 days after.
You go from calling the game to calling 911. I mean, goodness, you think it's one thing initially, then it's another. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Can't make this stuff up, man. What a world we're living in.
Yeah.
Mac Jones finding a body in the water. See that story?
No.
That was real, right? That Mac Jones story, was that real? That did you guys hear that he saw a body floating?
I think I saw that headline, but I never read any further into it.
Before Thursday Night Football, Mac Jones like looking out the balcony of the
and just a floating
hotel,
body.
and he thought he saw. He was telling his teammates, "I thought I saw a floating body in the water." Then they came back to the hotel later, and the coroner's office was there, down in the water.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then the whole thing. It's crazy world. Man, the Broncos, to make things even crazier.
Yeah, crazy world we live in, right?
Knock off the Super Bowl champions, the undefeated Super Bowl champions, who had a 12-game winning streak at home. That's 3/4 of an NFL season just in home wins consecutively.
Hostile environment, hard to win there.
20 wins, 1 loss in their last 21. And then the Broncos having a win probability of between 4 and 5% in the fourth quarter. It was 4.6%. Excuse me, this was a late third. The Broncos had a win probability of 4.6% when they punted down 14 points with about 3.5 to play in the third quarter. And then over the final 18 minutes, Phil, the Broncos forced 3 punts and scored 18 unanswered points.
It was glorious. Where was it? Where has this been?
What a win.
What a win. What a world. Crazy. This is why. All right, this is why you play, and I continue to say it, but it's the truth. You play 60 minutes of football. You're in the NFL, the best of the best. If you sit there and you give up, you are going to get ran through. But if you stick with it, if you zone out and you just continue to play, whether you lose or you win, you just keep playing, you never know what's going to happen. And it reminds me now, not compared to what just happened, but something that I went through, and you remember it too, was the Chargers game with Drew Lock. And we came back, we won that game. We were down and out. And I just remember being on that sideline and nobody was down on themselves. Maybe it's because it's the Chargers and the Chargers are going to charge. But nobody was truly down on themselves. Everybody continued to say, hey, let's just keep playing. Just keep playing. Like, we need something to happen. We need somebody to have an explosive play, whether it's a turnover or a touchdown. And I was able to hit that 65-yard run to kind of start us up, get us that start up. And we went on to find a way to beat the Chargers. And I want to say it took us 2 quarters, third and fourth quarter, and at the end of that game, Drew Lock threw that ball to KJ Hamler to win it. And it was just one of these things. It was a moment where it's like, this is why you continue to play. This is why you don't get down on yourself, that you don't argue with each other, that you have that one snap and clear mentality, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if your defense is going to come up with a big-time play or a player on the offense decides, hey, I'm ready to work, and you have an explosive play like the Denver Broncos were able to have in these games. And so it's just a beautiful thing when you have a team that doesn't quit, that knows that, like, they have a chance because they believe in their coaching staff and Sean Payton. They believe in their quarterback. And, of course, you believe in that defense to give you opportunities.
I mean, it was the way that it came together and the way that, like, momentum works and belief works, the resilient nature of the team, just staying in the fight. And then when things flip in the fourth quarter, like when they went down and scored that touchdown, and it was Dobbins, right?
Yeah.
And he put that ball over the goal line. I'm going, wait a second. Like, this can happen. Like, it feels like the Broncos have been, I don't want to say dominated, but it was so frustrating, particularly on offense. And then you look up and it's like, wait a second. This is now a one-score game.
Well, it was a weird game throughout the time, Zach. But the Denver Broncos were down, but they were never out. It wasn't like Philly was up 35-3.
But when they went up 17-3, did you think it was over?
I thought it was like, man, this is going to be tough. If Philly is up 17-3 and they score again coming out of half, it was going to be over. But if the defense was able to bow up and get an opportunity, and Bo Nix was able to make something happen, and Sean was going to come up with some good play calls, they could get back into it. Now, I didn't know what to expect. So I'm not going to lie to you and say I knew that the Denver Broncos were going to come back and win.
I thought they were going to lose.
I just felt like it was just a weird game. It felt like Philly just had no excitement to them, that they continued to mess up their opportunities, and Denver just hung around, and then was able to execute on some of those big-time plays, Zach, to find a way to get back into it.
I saw nothing offensively that made me believe that the Broncos were going to come back when the Eagles scored the touchdown in the third quarter and go up 17-3.
Yeah.
I'm like, outside of faith and just hope, I couldn't draw from anything within the game.
You want to know where Philly messed up? When they didn't run the ball.
I couldn't believe it.
When they did not run the ball, Zach.
Insane.
To me, it was like, you guys want to lose. Like, you guys don't want to put this game to rest.
But this is agenda football, in my opinion. This is agenda football. So Nick Sirianni, he's dealing with this football-related item, but it doesn't actually have to do with the game day operation, and it's sentiment, and it's frustration from your receiver, and it's public. And you're like, I'm watching Sirianni's press conference last week ahead of the game. He got 2 or 3 questions on A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And the tweets and the frustration. Are you guys going to make a concerted effort? Da-da-da. So when you get up and you're up 10-3 and then you get up 17-3, it's like, so some of that agenda starts to bleed its way from a tweet, from comments to a frustrated or to a media member, like all that crap that they've been dealing with, that they've been talking about all week on Sports Talk Radio,
yeah.
It started to bleed into the field. And I believe that genuinely, that if that stuff wasn't going on, there's no way Saquon Barkley carries the ball a single time in the second half. That's insane. It's unthinkable.
Well, Philly, like, they went away from their identity.
They did.
They literally went away from, like, what they do well. And that's running the ball and having one of the best running backs in the league. Like you just said, for an agenda, to stroke A.J. Brown's ego.
Crazy.
So now it's like you're putting particular players in front of the team. And this is what happens to you when you're going up against another team that's really, really good. The Broncos are really, really good. You're not going against the Titans. You're not going against Cincy. You're going against the damn Denver Broncos. And yet you don't run the ball? Shame on them. And thank you guys for that. Because it got us going. It got the Denver Broncos going. They got a little bit of confidence. The defense started to play better because it's like, hey, we don't have to worry about the run. All we do is let the drop back, and now we can play zone. Now we can get pressure on Jalen Hurts. And now our offense, put them in better situations so to give them opportunities. Give them one more try. And they finally broke through. When you're talking about the Denver offense, they finally broke through and was able to get in some type of rhythm.
How did you think Bo played?
What do you always say, the tale of two halves? At the beginning, that first, when you could say the first 3 quarters, Bo Nix did not play well.
He did not.
He didn't play well.
He did not.
He didn't set his feet. He wasn't anchoring down. Time, rhythm processing was not there. He wasn't accurate on some of those throws, like to Sherfield. Now,
yeah.
I will say that he had a really, really good throw that first drive, the third down to Cortland Sutton that Cortland didn't come down with.
He did, yeah.
And that was on court. But other than that, it was like, Bo, what are you doing? What are you looking at? And nothing was working.
About 50% completion for 114 yards in the first 45 minutes.
Not good enough.
No.
Not good enough to beat Philly. But then that second half, or that fourth quarter, I should say, that fourth quarter, he started to gain that confidence. He started to read the defense. He was putting his receivers in good situations. They were able to run the football, so that was able to help Bo Nix out. And so now you have play action going on because the Eagles had to step up in the box to stop the run. Bo Nix was anchoring his feet down. He was stepping into his throws. It just looked like a different Bo Nix. And he went on, what was he, 9 for 10?
9 for 10 in the fourth quarter.
For 127 yards?
For 126.
126 yards. I want to give him one more. 126 yards and a touchdown.
Yep, 3 for 3 on scoring drives in the fourth quarter.
That right there, that's Bo Nix. That's the Bo Nix we need to see every single game. But it starts with running the football to help Bo Nix out. And once Bo Nix settled down, started to get everybody involved, but also just saying, you know what? Let me get the first 2 first downs. Let me get Cortland Sutton involved and then go from there. Once he got Cortland Sutton involved, it opened the doors to Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims, and of course running the ball and being able to dump down to the running backs and the tight ends. Bo Nix played a phenomenal fourth quarter, and now he sees what it takes to win these big-time games, Zach. If he could do it early, you're not in a situation like this.
It's such a signature moment for Bo. This is the win or the would have been win, the should be win in Kansas City, but finally getting the payoff. And it is what I believe a coming of age moment for this football team, but it's also a coming of age moment for Bo. Like, you get to stack that memory. No one can take that from you. That happened. So no matter what you go through here in these next couple years or through the rest of his career for that matter, Like, I've gone into a raucous environment. Philly's among the raucous environments that you can have in all of pro sports. They were undefeated, the reigning Super Bowl champions with a 12-game home winning streak. And you were the guy when the game hung in the balance in the fourth quarter that you were able to slay that dragon. You were able to go 9 for 10 for 126 and score 3 for 3 on 3 possessions. Yeah. I mean, you can't overstate it, I don't think. And just having that experience to draw from and knowing that you can actually look another man in his eyes or your own eyes in the mirror and say, I've done this before.
Well, that's what Josh Allen has had. That's what Lamar Jackson. Of course, that's what someone like Patrick Mahomes, he lives for, moments. But he knows that he can make those moments because he's done it before, multiple times. This is the first time Bo Nix finally punched through and was like, this was that moment. You're right, Zach, that signature moment that's like, I can do this every single game. That every time there's a crunch time situation and we're driving down the field, people should fear me because I'm going to do the right things.
I love that.
All right, I got the ice in my veins. Isn't that what they call them? The ice in my veins where I can just stay focused. All right, I can stay focused. I can be accurate. I can hit my receivers. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I see out there. I'm okay. Like, I'm going to make the right decisions. I can utilize my legs. Bo Nix is a weapon of himself. Like, he's a true bona fide weapon.
He is.
If the pass isn't there, he can utilize those beautiful legs, pick up the first down.
He made a dude miss.
You see that?
With the fancy feet.
Oh, yeah. He got some athletic ability now.
That was really impressive. Just athletically, the nimble nature of Nix. Nimble Nix. Maybe we'll run with that. This is Sean Payton, what he said to his team at halftime.
Well, when you look at the first half, we lined up illegally. We had a false start. We had 2 or 3 MEs. And I said to him at halftime, I thought defensively we were playing well. I said, man, we talked about the game we had to play coming in here, and we're not doing it. Look, we knew it wasn't going to be 6-7 yards of carry. It's a good run defense. We got to keep, kind of hitting that bag, and I thought we did. I thought we controlled most of the fourth quarter.
So he was frustrated like we were. Like, you watch that first half, it's Cortland Sutton dropping what would have been the biggest throw of the day from Nix. It's Nate Atkins dropping a football. It's the Broncos unable to once again get their plays off in time.
The overthrow to the Sherfield.
An overthrown touchdown to Trent Sherfield. And so it's like this is going to be hard enough to do anyway, fellas. You can't, and the penalties are just out of control. And they're actually trending worse in that category. We can maybe talk more about that tomorrow. But, I was just looking at him like, this isn't winning football. How are you expecting to roll this out against this caliber of team in their home stadium and expect to win? And there the Broncos were ending up walking away. Man, they came together. They bound together and got it done as a team. That was a team win. This was not one of these where we're coming in saying, yeah, the Broncos won, but like we did after Tennessee, because the offense is so hard to watch. Or the Broncos won, but like we did after the Cincinnati game because of some of the stuff that happened in that football game. Not so much there. But it was just it makes you optimistic because I've now seen it. You guys put it together in the fourth quarter, what it looks like on both sides of the ball. And if you could replicate that and sort of expand it beyond a quarter.
Well, what do you think was wrong with Bo Nix at the beginning of the game, the first 3 quarters, that just like changed for him? Because it's like night and day. Like, all of a sudden, that fourth quarter hit, and it's like, I get it now. I know who to go to. Everything makes sense. I'm feeling myself. Like that. Was it just more of just getting into some type of rhythm? Or was it just the Eagles missing their opportunities and Denver saying, hey, like, let's just go out there and play free? Like, we're not supposed to win this game, but they let us back in this game, and let's just go out there and play. Is it getting more people involved? What is it?
It's a good question, man. He had a little sequence with Sutton that I thought was impactful, even though the plays themselves weren't groundbreaking. They had a 3rd and 2, and he connected with Sutton on a first down. And then the next play on first down, he snapped it right back to Sutton where Sutton had to reach back and he plucked it out of the air. I thought it was a heck of a catch. It will never end up on SportsCenter, but I thought it was a heck of a catch. And those back-to-back completions of like converting a 3rd down and then connecting on a first down And then it wasn't long after that, it was the 3rd and 15 sequence when he had that anticipatory throw to Sutton as he's breaking to the inside on the right sideline.
That was his best throw of the day.
It was.
Hey,
It was.
Look, you're not open yet, but I'm throwing it there. I'm trusting you.
Yep, but it was that mini sequence again that will not be on SportsCenter, and it wasn't chunk plays, but it was a back-to-back 3rd down conversion, 1st down completion, and just start building a little bit of rhythm that was lacking.
No, and I'm with you on that. It's all about rhythm in the league. It's all about rhythm and understanding what you need to do, understanding the defensive play calls, the schemes as a quarterback, putting yourself and your team in the right situations. There were times throughout that game where Bo Nix was calling checks. That was good to see in the 4th quarter, where it's like, hey, I'm getting a beat on this defense. I know what they want to do. They're rushing 5 now because I'm getting the ball out of my hands quicker. Let's slide protect. Let's have the offensive line slide to the left to give me a little bit more time. It's getting, like I said earlier, it's getting Courtland Sutton involved. He is the receiver 1.
Oh, yeah.
He's Mr. Reliable, Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
And so when things break down for you, find Courtland Sutton. My man's 6'4", 220 pounds. All right, you can do some jump balls to him. Whatever you have to do to get some rhythm going, you do. But it has to start with Courtland Sutton if you're throwing the ball. And then, like I said, with Bo, it's like sometimes, Bo, it's just about handing that ball off. It's about handing that ball off and letting J.K. Dobbins do the heavy lifting and opening up the game for you. Finally, we got to see Evan Ingram too, though, Zach.
Yes.
Getting another weapon involved.
Yes.
That's not just J.K. Dobbins and Courtland Sutton. It's a little bit of Evan Ingram action. Troy Franklin having a couple catches. Marvin Mims with a couple end-arounds. Like, things like that open the game up for a young quarterback that's trying to figure this game out still.
Well, to stick with Sutton, he ends up with 8 receptions for 99 yards. If he catches the one that Bo dropped in a breadbasket, you're talking about Sutton probably having a 140-yard game, 135-yard game, something like that. He caught 6 of 8 targets for 81 yards just lining up against Quinyon Mitchell, who is fantastic at his job. Fantastic. He had 3 receptions for 64 yards, talking about Sutton, 3 receptions for 64 yards in the 4th quarter alone. I mean, so when the game was on the line, we had the conversation on, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. We had the conversation at the quote-unquote quarter pole after 4 games. We did like the progress report thing on Thursday, and then Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I said, who's been the team's MVP so far?
Yeah.
And we had a couple candidates, and we mentioned Nick Bonito, we mentioned Garrett Bowles, but you and I both had J.K. Dobbins and Courtland Sutton on our very short list of 3 and 4 names. In the 4th quarter, both of those guys, I thought, were the best version of themselves. And J.K. Dobbins, dude, his patience behind a couple of those runs were Le'Veon Bell-esque.
It was. And it has been for the past, I want to say 3 games when he's finally getting the ball. You're starting to see more out of J.K. Dobbins just relaxing.
Yeah, he's comfortable.
The offensive line, the big offensive line that we have that we're paying a lot of money for, they're getting movement. And J.K.'s, he said it. He said that he's playing cat and mouse. That's a funny way of saying it, but it's true. Like, when you're confident in yourself, Zach, as a running back, and you know where you need to go, but you need to manipulate the defensive front, the line, and even the linebackers, like, slow play it. And that's why you say, hey, slow to, fast through. There's no rush. If the offensive line doesn't get up to the next level, then why are you rushing it? You're just going to meet you're meeting a linebacker that's not being blocked. But if you can play that cat and mouse game, get the linebackers to move out of the way with your eyes or maybe your legs for a quick second, and then you're able to get back into the hole, you're setting the line up for success, but yourself up for success, and you look up and you have 70, 80, or 100 yards because you just have chunk plays after chunk plays because you're playing the game with that defensive linebacker in the defensive lineman, and it's working for J.K. Dobbins. They need to continue to feed him the rock. He needs to stay healthy, and he's going to have a successful year. He'll get to 1,000 yards easily if he can continue this.
Yeah, on this pace, he's between 1,300 and 1,400. If he can again, that's the story of his career, is him not being able to maintain that level of play because of health. And so, man, we'll obviously be keeping our close eye on J.K. Dobbins in that category, goes without saying. And I know we've mentioned this before. It's almost a scary thought if J.K. Dobbins did not sign with the Broncos for the $2 million. This guy, J.K. Dobbins, is among the best contracts, not just on the Denver Broncos. J.K. Dobbins has maybe the best contract right now in Denver sports, or among them. I mean, he has been that good for that price point, it's just incredible. Here is Sean Payton once again after the game.
I thought overall we did a great job. We had a ticky-tack interference call. Man, I don't know what happened towards the end of that first half, but look, he's going to make some plays. He's a tremendous player. They threw it quite a bit early, but the rushing numbers, when it was all said and done, I'm not sure what the totals were, but we felt if we could do that, and the turnover thing had to be at least even. And so you saw both teams protect the ball well. We kicked a cover at the end. Analytically, that's what you're supposed to do. But I challenged the coverage unit because the return prior came out to the 40-some yard line. Yeah, it was a good win.
It was a good win, and he said, the running totals, I'm not sure where they're at. If I told you on Sunday morning when you woke up, I said, hey, I've been to the future.
Oh, here we go.
But I can only share one detail from the football game with you. One team is going to run for 130 yards, and the other team is going to run for 45. I would have said, this is going to be a really long day for the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yeah. This is Saquon. Saquon's going for 100 yards. That's what I'm saying. The Philadelphia Eagles, their identity is to run the ball. I'm going to go with Philly.
Broncos finished with 95 more rushing yards. Almost a whole football field of just rushing yards. And man,
thanks, Philly.
I'll tell you what, man. Hats off to these Broncos. Hats off to Sean Payton. I mean, the decision to go for two and take an 18-17 lead.
The kahunas on that man right now.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And then how about this, though? Who's had 3 drops in the last 2 weeks?
Troy.
Who led the team in drops last year as a rookie?
Troy Franklin.
To trust that young man in that moment where if he succeeds, you have just taken a lead in the fourth quarter in Philadelphia. And if he fails, you are trailing and your play call may look foolish. And the fact that they trusted Troy Franklin in that moment, in my humble opinion, it's monumentous.
But that's Sean for you. Sean woke George up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning talking about we have to go up and get Troy Franklin.
6
in the morning. Okay.
Yes.
We know Sean's not up that early.
That's what George said.
There's a reason for that. And then when Troy goes out there and his number's called and he executes, that's like a great moment for both Sean and Troy, because it's like Sean saying, hey, I told you guys so. And Troy, it's like, thank you guys, or thank you, coach, for trusting and believing in me. I'm not going to let you down. He doesn't let you down. Troy Franklin doesn't let you down. The 2-point conversion's good. You win because of it. Big reason why you win is because of that 2-point conversion.
Incredible. And for the same reasons 10 minutes ago I was talking about Bo and stacking these NFL moments, and you can look another man in the eyes or your own eyes in a mirror and say, I've done this, I've been here before. Troy Franklin can say, they have put their trust in me in the fourth quarter with the game hanging in the balance, and I came through, and I can do it again for you. It's powerful.
Let's Bo.
It's powerful. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, there's still a ton of stuff we have got to get to. We'll hit the pause button on the Broncos for a brief moment. It was another psychotic weekend in college football, another psychotic weekend in the NFL, and a story relating to the NFL that you could never make up, ever. That's next.
After 3 bad quarters, the Broncos offense rallied late and took down the Eagles for a signature road win. Can Sean Payton keep the momentum rolling as the team prepares to head overseas? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Is an IRS tax problem keeping you up at night? Well, join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop at 5:30 on Wednesday, October 8th. Todd will cover the 7 solutions to fix an IRS problem and get you on your way to having clarity and a plan with a licensed professional guiding your way. In this free workshop, he'll cover things like when will the taxes expire? It's actually possible this could just go away. You'll learn the IRS program to permanently settle your debt for less than you owe and several other important answers that will help you take control of your IRS problem. Todd will teach you what you need to know to get out of debt with the IRS for good and build a future you can be proud of. Don't pass up this free workshop with a licensed professional with 30 years of IRS resolution experience. So reserve your spot now by calling 303-753-6040. Again, 303-753-6040, Advanced Tax Solutions.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Don't forget, for my friends at Roller Auction, got one of my favorite auctions that is open for bidding right now. A government fleet vehicle and equipment auction. It's got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now. It will be ending on October 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. One of my favorite auctions. Go see it all and get yourself a great deal at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
For more than 52 years, Colorado families have trusted Gravina's Window Center of Littleton to protect their homes. And today you can do the same with 25% off Infinity from Marvin windows. The fiberglass windows built to last a lifetime and flexible financing at 0 down. There's never been a better time. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, the family-owned company Colorado counts on.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Orchard.com. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty, let's get to this.
That sounded like the Victory Monday one right there.
Yeah,
Zach. Woo!
It's got that Friday feel
Vocal.
to it. Friday feel on a Monday. Super fired up about the Broncos win. Not so fired up about the news that just came across the wire literally 2 minutes ago. Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider, tweets out, per sources, Broncos left guard Ben Powers is going on IR with bicep injury. Hope to have him back in December. So roughly a 2-month injury. Big blow as Powers was stalwart on the team's top-ranked offensive line. Started 40 of possible 40 games since he was signed as a free agent in 2023. Phil, no bueno.
No, it's not good at all. That's one of your starting offensive linemen at guard who's been doing actually a really good job. He struggled in camp, but he kind of turned it on during the season. He's a guy that he's pulling for you, big body. Someone like JK is able to hide behind and play that cat and mouse game that he talks about because of someone like Ben Powers, and now he's out for 2 months. My guessing is he's going to do some type of procedure to probably go in there and attach the bicep again, let it heal, and then try to go at it. But, man, 2 months without your starting guard, it's not good for the Denver Broncos, who've been able to stay healthy for 2 straight years. You don't want to start getting banged up at your offensive line position. You don't have the depth like you used to because you had to pay all these offensive linemen. And you want to keep them intact so that you can get in a rhythm by the end of the year and start peaking. So this sucks for the Denver Broncos.
It really does. We will wait to hear who officially will be named as a starter later in the week. But for right now, Ben Powers going to IR, 2-month timetable. Hope that he's back in the month of December. Not good news today for the Denver Broncos offensive line.
1, 2.
All right. What do you make? What do you make of another weekend in college football? Texas falls to the Florida Gators. Every time Billy Napier, they leave him for dead, he wins a football game. And what a massive one for that program and his job, quite frankly.
Did you see the Florida defensive linemen? They were teeing off on Arch Manning.
Yes, they were.
I'm like, where has this been? All of them look like they're going to the league.
Yep.
It was crazy to watch. It was crazy to see, but also it was crazy to see Texas struggle like they have been. This was supposed to be a team that has had a great shot to win the national championship.
That's what we thought.
Get back in the playoffs, and that is not the case, Zach.
But think about some of these other teams. Penn State. I thought Penn State had a great chance to go
was embarrassing.
Make a national championship run. And it's one thing to lose at home on a whiteout when it's Ohio State. It's another thing to lose against, I said Ohio State. Oregon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drew. It's another thing to lose to UCLA as a 24.5-point favorite. That is unbelievable.
With a new offensive coordinator. UCLA just brought in a new offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Already had a couple of days to get the boys right.
Yep.
And was able to beat Penn State.
Unbelievable. They were lifting them up after the game. I mean, it's just
As they should have.
Unbelievable. Told you about Cincinnati on Friday, didn't I?
You and Drew both. You guys did. Look at you. I told you.
I said Iowa State will not be coming in with a national ranking because they're going to get beat by Cincinnati. That, in fact, happened. And Iowa State is still ranked. What is their number currently?
I think they're 22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay. So a ranked team will be coming to Boulder this weekend. That game, 3.5, 4.5 point spread, by the way. Texas Tech continues to roll. That team is a real team. If you guys have put eyes on the Red Raiders, they beat Houston, who beat CU by 16.
Hey, money talks.
They won 35-11 against that same Cougars team.
Money talks, Zach. You got to have some money in this league nowadays. NIL money. That's not. I don't understand what's going on with Texas because they're paying those players a lot of money and they look bad. But for Texas Tech, they're putting their money in the right places, man.
And how is Cincinnati not ranked?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, man. The AP poll is lacking real credibility these days. Real credibility. They just are. I mean, it's bad. It's kind of embarrassing for the sport. that this is supposed to be part of the reflection of like the hierarchy with the sport, I'm telling you, it's not a good look for college football. What else here? Cincinnati, we talked about that. Tech, we talked about that. Texas. Yeah, anything else from the weekend that you guys want to mention?
How about Miami doing what they did to Florida State?
That team looks like they can go win the national
Miami
championship.
is one of, I think, 2 or 3 teams between like Oregon and Ohio State that are legit national championship contenders.
What you think about Carson Beck now?
Man, he's playing the best football of his
Playing
career.
well. Yeah, but that defense for Miami, that defense is so good.
Up front,
yes.
They get after dudes. Wow. Yeah, another crazy weekend of college football. But you look at Texas, our expectations before the season. Clemson, our expectations before the season. Penn State, the expectations before the season. Dante, you got one more?
Your expectation, Drew Aller. What's going on with him?
Dude, they got, look, when you lose to UCLA as a 24.5-point favorite, that's James Franklin. Hey, he's probably not going to go anywhere, but dude.
That contract.
Little game James continues to strike. Dante, what do you got?
No, I just want to add on to your point about, Texas and Penn State and Clemson, all top 4 teams. This is why, and you spoke about how bad the AP poll is, this is why they need to get rid of the preseason AP. It's ridiculous that those rankings before the season are going to impact how the actual season plays out, and why Texas and Penn State were way overrated. Thank God they got it right and they're out of the rankings this week, but it still impacts the rankings throughout the season because of those expectations going into it.
Yep. All right, finally in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
The Mark Sanchez story. I'm almost at a loss. So like we get the news that like Mark Sanchez stabbed.
Yeah.
And your first thought is what?
I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, was he in a bar and somebody stabbed him? Was he trying to protect somebody? That's what I'm thinking. We're really like, were you trying to protect somebody?
Yeah, I thought, was he trying to protect himself? Was he getting robbed? Like something like that. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And then the story evolves that he's stabbed in Indianapolis and he's in stable condition, but then it comes out, it's like, wait, he's being arrested. He was just attacking this. Was he 69 years old?
Yeah.
Truck driver. The truck driver said he was fearing for his life. And he pulls out a weapon to defend himself. And, I mean, he is being charged with battery, public intoxication, unlawful entry of a vehicle. I mean, this guy was completely out of his mind. And the 69-year-old said at a certain point, he just, like, snapped out of it. And a look of shock came over his face, and he just sprinted away. But, like...
Well, is that to me, what you just said right there, that's not just alcohol. Now, I don't know. I'm speculating, but that's more than just alcohol. Because how you can just snap out of it and decide, like, oh, okay, what I just did was very bad. Let me go ahead and leave.
Yeah. Well, there's also
man.
Dante, a report that he was doing wind sprints in an alleyway.
Yeah, like right before the incident.
Oh, he was out of his mind.
I'm sensing a little booger sugar here. I'm sensing a little nose nachos here, mixed with a incredible amount of drugs and alcohol.
Was intoxicated and high simultaneously.
I mean, so like, I hope he gets the help he deserves, and I'm thankful that the 69-year-old man is still with us.
Well, yeah, like is it now can he be facing 1 to 6 years in prison? That's what I read.
Big boy charge. Yeah.
This is crazy.
And then here's the other thing: if the guy doesn't pull out a knife and defend himself, does Mark Sanchez like do real damage to him? If not, kill him. If you're completely out of your mind like that, and you're just seeing red, and you're doing wind sprints, and you're attacking strangers.
Nah, there was like a picture. Now it's the internet, so I don't know what to believe or not. But if it's the picture that I saw with this old man, those gashes that the man had and the injuries, that was severe, man. Truly. It was lucky that man got out alive. Now, I don't know if it's real or not. AI is messing with people's heads.
Yeah, those deep fakes, because they can look like, I mean,
yes.
Yeah, these videos and these pictures that are coming out with each like refinement of the AI models, like it's nuts.
Oh, you show us every other week, Zach. You show us an AI picture.
I do. That's off the record, though.
Oh yeah, it's Josh Allen.
No, sometimes maybe. Okay. Crazy story. We'll see how that develops over time. It took everyone to knock off the Eagles in Philly, but one guy is emerging as a bona fide star. And we'll talk about him next.
TCU held serve at home and handed Coach Prime and the Buffs their second straight loss. With their season hanging in the balance, can Colorado find a way to get back on track and secure their first conference win? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Big deals on windows and siding. Order in October, finance with them, and pay nothing until November 2027. Be warm for the holidays. Call 5280 Exteriors. Low monthly payments. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. No shipping your watch off to the internet site and waiting to get a check. Bring your used Rolex into Matthews. We have been servicing Colorado since 1951. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center. Matthews, we buy, sell, and service Rolex watches.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because it's Soda Weight Loss. You could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
I used to dread those pictures. I'd position myself behind someone taller or make sure I was holding a plate so nobody focused on my belly. But that was before Soda. Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Soda Weight Loss is built for busy people like you.
I lost 82 pounds in just 16 weeks. No hunger, no drugs, just steady, real-life progress with the nutritionist who helps you every step of the way.
That's why Soda has nearly 9,000 Google reviews. And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today, and your partner joins free. Visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Hey, real quick, before we shift gears to Nick Bonito here, Phil referenced a picture of the victim from the Mark Sanchez incident, and he said, I'm not sure that it was real because, and it's actually good that you have that cautious nature because, like, 2025 and all these deep fakes and the AI stuff, I mean, I'm telling you, they can make anything.
No, it's scary.
Anything. It is scary.
So scary. And you brought this up, Zach, when we first started this job. Well, I started this job with you.
Yep.
And you were talking about AI and
Yes.
how it's going to take over and people are going to lose their jobs because of it. And
Yes.
look now, there's a lot of people losing their jobs because of AI. And now it's like, man, they're able to create our faces,
Yes.
our voices
Yes.
together. It's like, man,
Dude,
I'm scared.
if there's ever a video of me doing something crazy, just know
I don't know,
that
man.
it's not real. I promise. But I brought that up because the New York Post is using the picture that you're talking about, and it is a real image, and it's just awful. It's this frail 69-year-old who was attacked, and it looks like the knife was turned on him, and he has got a massive, massive gash in his face. And it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. And
I'll tell you what, it's more than alcohol.
Yes.
That's something that's
yes.
more than alcohol.
Yeah, and maybe he thought he was, taking a nose nacho and it's fentanyl or whatever, this crazy stuff that's out there. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And now the man is suing Mark Sanchez and Fox, from what we understand. So Mark Sanchez is going to be out of a job for a long time, and I have a feeling that 69-year-old truck driver won't be driving a truck for very long.
No, he's not going to be driving a truck. He's going to be calling games. Like, he's going to have to do something with Fox. Fox is like, hey, call a couple games.
What a story, man. Wow.
Easy.
Okay, Nick Bonito. This guy looks like a superstar. Superstar. And the difference between, and we've talked about this, the difference between a star and everyone else is that when you go outside at night and it's a clear sky, that star shines every single night. That's what separates the Nikola Jokic's from the Joel Embiid's. That's what separates someone like Nick Bonito currently and maybe a fill-in-the-blank pass rusher. Every time we're watching a Bronco game, Nick Bonito's out there making plays.
Shining bright. What do Rihanna say? Shine bright like a diamond. Like, that's what Nick Bonito is doing every single game. Every single game, Nick Bonito is making a big-time play. And this is what we asked for. It's like, hey, if you want to become Defensive Player of the Year, if you want the recognition, then it's got to be more than just making a sack. It's about how you do it. Now, of course, like, there's a lot of time left. He's going to have to make a couple huge plays, another big-time moment. But this was a game against Philly, who was undefeated, against Philly, who had offensive line that was dominant, especially last year, but had the whole offensive line except for one player back this year. And Nick Bonito was able to get 2.5 sacks, make it look easy. He's been very consistent. That's all you can ask for with these pass rushers. Now, Jonathan Cooper has been doing his job too.
He has been.
You know, and he's not going to get talked about as much as Nick Bonito because he's not getting the sacks. But they're working great together, and Nick Bonito is taking advantage of these opportunities. And at some point, what do you do as an offense? Do you continue to put your tackle on an island with Nick Bonito, or do you double him up? And now Jonathan Cooper and Zach Galli can have their time.
Well, Bonito, so we did the conversation last week, and I pitched to you why Nick Bonito was going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And I did this whole argument. If you missed it, pull up a Wednesday show. It was Wednesday show. And there's real history to it. I'm not going to reset it all right now. But one of the things I talked about is the shifting of the odds Nick Bonito has gone from 60-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year, and I'm a proud holder of that ticket. 60-1 on August 1st, 40-1 on September 1st, 15-1 on October 1st, and we woke up today and Nick Bonito is 6-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
And I was like, I'm not a gambling man, but you said it was 60-1, then it was 40-1. Did you take the 40-1 too as well? How does that work? I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, hey, I don't know how that works. Can you do that? Is that illegal?
I have a 40-1 ticket as well, both for $25 because it shifted after the San Francisco series.
Okay.
In the preseason.
Yeah.
When he took over the series, even though the game didn't count.
But he went and had like 3 consecutive plays where he could have had 3 sacks.
He literally blew up an entire series. And despite it not being an actual game, the odds makers changed their odds. And when I saw that series, I'm like, I'm just taking a little taste again. And if I lose my $50 total, then I lose my $50. But this dude, he is now 6-1. 1 week ago, 15-1. The odds have been cut in half, and they were already cut in half twice leading up to last Monday. So this dude is well on his way. All right, 2.5 sack performance yesterday. Huge part of the reason the Broncos upsetted the Eagles. Bonito has 20.5 sacks since the start of last season. That's the most in the NFL in that period. He is quite literally on pace to break the all-time NFL sack record, which is currently 22.5. Benito's on pace for 24.
Oh,
and it's after 5 games. It's not like after 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. How you feeling about Nick Bonito now possibly beating Von Miller's sack record here in that
we talked
history?
about. Yeah, I mean, I
think it was 19 and a half sacks for Von.
Yeah.
DJ Von the Don.
Now I'm like, which by the way, Von's making plays.
Oh, Von, man.
In Washington.
Did you see he had a video? He had a video of himself because he reenacted this dance he used to do. And he did it again with the Commanders. And he was clowning on himself. He said, man, I gained a little bit of weight. Because when he was doing the dance with the Broncos, remember, he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
He was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And now I think it's hitting Von. Okay, damn, I'm not as young as I used to be. The tummy's sitting right there.
But he's still making plays.
He's still making plays.
I know he had a sack. He might have had 2 sacks yesterday. I'll look it up. I know he definitely had one because I watched it. But I think I actually might have saw another one. I hope I'm not making that up. Well, Bonito, man, what do you say? What do you say, Sean Payton?
He's a super pass rusher. You guys have seen the confidence just grow and grow with him. It's a good offensive line. It's a quarterback that's hard to sack, so I'm glad he's on our team.
I took the time this morning, and I went back through each game log.
Yeah.
And I watched every single Nick Bonito sack, and I put them all together in a video for our audience's viewing pleasure. Go follow me at Buys Line on Twitter, and you'll see every sack back to back to back to back to back. I'm trying.
Follow him.
I give my time.
Let's go. Yes.
If you want to smash that follow button, I would love it. You don't have to though. Yeah, Nick Bonito.
No, you watch the video. You follow. That's the rules.
I don't make the rules.
That's the rules.
Phil said it. All right. What was Bo Nick saying after the most signature win of his NFL career? That's next.
The Broncos took down the defending Super Bowl champs in the city of brotherly love. After a bumpy start to the season, as Denver finally found its true team identity. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are your bills keeping you up at night? Imagine using your home equity for a financial reset that helps you to finally get ahead again. At Cake Mortgage, we get it. Life's expensive. Insurance, groceries, and high-interest credit card debt. That's why we created the Cake Fast Cash Home Equity Program. Turn your home into your ATM without touching your existing mortgage rate. Cake Fast Cash is fast. Many clients close in 2 weeks. So call Cake today and pay down high-interest cards, free up cash, or fund home upgrades. And you only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit cakehome.com.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states, as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Are joint pain or injuries keeping you from living your best life? I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. We don't believe in one size fits all. Instead, we create personalized stem cell treatment plans using your own stem cells or donor cells to help regenerate joints, repair torn muscles and ligaments, and restore mobility. For a limited time, get 10% off through October. Don't wait. Book your free consultation now at denverregen.com. That's denverregen.com.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving up scratch-made food and pouring cold drinks every night after dark. Come experience the best late night in the league any day of the week, only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Meet Slate, the most personalizable, affordable pickup/SUV/whatever you want it to be. Learn more and reserve yours at slate.auto.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, the arena emptied yesterday in Philly, Lincoln Financial, and everyone, well, not everyone, because Bronco Country travels and is well represented in all 50 states.
Did you see the orange in the stadium?
I did see some orange.
I don't care.
It's truly one of the great fan bases in all of sport. And but there was a lot more Philly fans than there was Bronco fans, of course, and there was a lot of people disappointed. And by the end of that thing, there was an eerie silence in that stadium.
Down the very back stretch after the Broncos had took the lead and the Eagles were on offense, and I know they try to be quiet anyway when they're out there, but it was eerie.
The best feeling as an away team, you're on the road, is controlling the crowd noise. When you're in a hostile environment like Philly, where they're going to flip you off more times than not. I've heard, I haven't got to play in Philly, But I know how hard it is to win in Buffalo. In Buffalo, they're going to give you a handful, a mouthful.
Yep.
They're gonna talk about your mom, your dad, your grandma, your baby. Like, damn. Like why are you talking about my family like that? But Philly's on another level. They're going to talk about them and the people that passed away, family members that passed away.
Yeah, that's Philly fans. They are.
Like, damn. But when you go in there and you quiet that crowd.
Come on.
And you're able to control that game, there's no better feeling than being that away team and just sitting there with silence. Thousands of fans, but you can't hear them. Ooh, let's go, Broncos.
Pretty cool. This was Bo Nix after the game.
It was great. I think it was about time we got a fourth quarter close one and felt like Kansas City last year. Felt like we'd been there before, and we went down and got points in that 4-minute drill, and then our defense held them at the end, and so it was good. It felt like we've been in that position a lot, and today went our way.
They finally did it. You know, there was some demons exercised in Philadelphia yesterday, and we know the Broncos' record because we've talked a lot about it. The Broncos' record in one-score games under Sean Payton since the start of last year. They had been 2 wins, 10 losses in one-possession games.
Just can't find ways to win. At that time, couldn't find a way to get over the hump.
No. And for all intents and purposes, they had beaten one team with a winning record since the start of last year. Now, if you want to give them Kansas City 38-0 and Cincy without Joe Burrow, cool. Give them 3. I give them 1. And that was another bugaboo. So you have one-possession games that you haven't been able to win. You haven't been able to beat teams with winning records, and you do it against the undefeated Super Bowl champions. You do it on the road, and you do it in comeback fashion. When Bo Nix in the fourth quarter was 9 for 10 for 126 yards and a tug. I mean, are you kidding me?
No, tell me this. Do you think that this game right here against Philly was a game where all 3 units played well?
No.
But because of offensively, like the first half? Because special teams-wise, I mean, special teams did really good.
They did do really good.
You know, Crenshaw, he had 5 punts within the 20-yard line.
Yep, and
he had 5 of those things.
He had one that was about 2 inches shy from being down to inside the 1-yard line.
Defense great field position. That's all you can ask for as a defensive player is like your punter help you out, and Crenshaw did that. You're saying because of the offense having those three quarters of just being down that you can't say they put a complete game together.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was a complete quarter, but it almost like has you imagining, well, what could this actually look like if this team continues to form? You know, and under Sean Payton, his teams have gotten better. This is why you rewind to 2 weeks ago. Really before, so maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago, before the Chargers game, where you and Stokely and everyone was telling me this, it was a must-win game. I was like, well, hold on a second. I'm like, the Chargers have shown a propensity to fall apart, and teams under Sean Payton get stronger. So I'm like, it can't, like.
Oh, so you still don't believe that this was a must-win game? Are you talking about the Philly game or are you talking about the Chargers?
The Chargers game in week 3.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
for the division.
Okay.
For the division.
Okay,
you remember those conversations?
I remember them.
And it wasn't just you because I'm picking on you because you're right here.
You're good.
It was most of the station. It was most of the station saying if you want to win the division, you have to beat the Chargers. I'm like, wait a second. It's week 3. It can't be a must-win game in week 3. The Chargers, I've seen them charge many times. And Broncos under Sean Payton, once they get out of September and they get into October, November, they just continue to get better and better and better.
And they do.
And so, like, that's what I'm saying. It, like, tickles the imagination of, like, okay, if you're in week 5 and you're knocking off the Super Bowl champion in their building and they're undefeated, and it's really based off 1 quarter of complimentary football, what could this look like in December and January if they put entire games together like that?
Now, on Friday, we talked about must-wins. I said that this was a must-win game for Denver.
Yes, which I also thought you were crazy for.
Why, though?
Because.
But why? Because, like, the reason why I said this was a must-win was because of the schedule.
It was a must-win, you were saying from, and I dug at what you were saying when you were saying it was a must-win basically like from a believability standpoint.
Yes, a believability standpoint. You didn't agree with that, though.
No, because I thought you could lose against Philly and beat the Jets and beat the Giants and beat Dallas and beat Houston.
The question was, are you believable if you beat all them?
Yeah.
We know you can beat them. Like, but beating Philly, who was undefeated, who just won the Super Bowl, and you're able to beat them, now everybody's back on board. Now you have Zach Bye that's trying to run back on the Super Bowl train,
Hey.
but he's not getting on it.
Hey, I picked him to beat Philly. You picked him to lose. You want to keep going down this road? No,
I needed them to prove themselves.
We just disagreed. We just disagreed on the framing of the game, but they did it. They went out and did it.
They did, and now they're more believable, not just to us Broncos country, but to everybody out there that's talking about them today. Every platform's talking about the Denver Broncos. Everybody's talking about Sean Payton and what Sean Payton talked about before the season started about how he feels like this is a Super Bowl contending team. But you go out there and you beat Philly, and now everybody's like, oh, Sean may be right about a couple things. Now, of course, it's week 5. Things have to go your way. You have to stay healthy. Ben Powers for us is going to be out for 2 months. That's our starting guard, so it's not ideal. But overall, I mean, it's about bringing the belief back in the building and back in Broncos country and around every platform saying, hey, the Denver Broncos are for real. And they went into Philly and beat Philly that was on a 12-game win streak at home.
Well, they have to continue to stack wins.
Yeah.
But there's no, like, if these wins are bricks, I don't think you're going to find a bigger brick that you can stack. Maybe Kansas City and Arrowhead on Christmas. You know, if you're playing for the division.
Yeah, that's the only one I think is left on the
I don't know
that you could say is like a huge game.
I mean, well, hold on. What about Kansas City at home, week 11?
I think when we're talking about the one on Christmas, it's because of the division. That's the only reason why I say that one on Christmas. You may be playing for the division at that point. That's the last. How many games are left after that game?
Just one.
Just one more game?
Against the Chargers. Okay. Here's a little bit more from Bo Nix after the game, talking about that 2-point conversion.
I wasn't surprised. Next thing I knew, he was just giving me the hash, giving me the call, and knew we had one play to go get the job done. And Troy went a great route, and we've been practicing that for a couple of weeks, and he got in the end zone. I mean, just trust in his players, and we got the job done.
Here's a little bit more from Bo, how sweet the win is.
It's awesome. It's a great win. Proves that we can go on the road and beat these tough teams, and we can be a tough team to play. So that's good for our confidence. It's good for going to this trip. A lot of teams struggle before they go to London, but we focused on this trip. We focused on this game, and we went out and got it done. It was good for us.
Hats off to the Denver Broncos, man. Bo Nix, Sean Payton, Vance Joseph. I mean, VJ. You're VJ.
Oh, go keep talking.
You're VJ.
Look at this smile on my face.
I mean, just like, seriously.
When are you going to finally say, hey, like, and you've said it, but when are you going to say for sure, like, this man needs a head coaching job? Like, he's going to get a head coaching job. I know for you it's like, hey, let's play it out. Because, of course, at that time when I said it, it might have been the first game of the year.
Yeah, maybe a little early. No, but look.
We're week 5 now.
If he continues to just do what he's doing, I mean, the Broncos are once again leading the league in sacks, amongst the league leaders in points per game, second in the NFL in that category. It's going to take care of itself. Just you say once in a while, hey, be where your feet are. If Vance just blooms where he's been planted here, everything else will take care of itself. And he'll be coaching fill-in-the-blank team, this time next year. So we'll see. Okay, the Broncos have their signature win of the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era. What was the single biggest reason that they were able to pull it off? That's next.
After 3 bad quarters, the Broncos offense rallied late and took down the Eagles for a signature road win. Can Sean Payton keep the momentum rolling as the team prepares to head overseas? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about your weekend. Oftentimes the weekend is where we can put our hair down, leave the stress of work where it is, right at work, and maybe you and your partner can get intimate. Guys, intimacy is one of the great parts of the human experience, quite frankly. But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have devastating effects on a relationship. Do not let that happen. ED is actually pretty common, all right? It's a medical condition. And like most medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about success rates well over 90% with the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, all right? They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, so they're not new. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men, all right? So you're not that special. Hate to break it to you, ED's actually pretty common. Schedule a consult with them. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose does not work in the office, you pay nothing. Your visit is free. All right? So stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Born to Dare. Tudor timepieces from Williams Jewelers are devoted to the classic, but reject the status quo.
Like the Tudor Black Bay Dive and Sporting Watch. The Tudor Black Bay incorporates a supremely robust manufacturer caliber movement that took the Tudor R&D team 5 years to develop.
It boasts a generous 70-hour power reserve, exceptional ergonomics, and independently certified precision.
It sets a higher standard, Tudor standards.
Come experience the entire collection of fine, Swiss Tudor timepieces for men and women at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, including the legendary Black Bay and the all-new Pelagos FXD.
For those who are up for anything, who face their fears,
And those who reinvent themselves every day.
for those born to dare, Tudor.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life. Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, on the corner of Broadway and Bellevue, your official Tudor jeweler.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because at Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Hey employers, it's time to broaden your recruitment efforts. Thanks to the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, you could reduce your tax liability up to $9,600 per employee when you hire workers with significant barriers to employment. Hiring this untapped talent pool of skilled job seekers not only benefits your business, it strengthens our communities. The Colorado Department of Labor and Employment is here to get you started. Visit employertaxcredit.cdle.co for more information. Brought to you by the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3.
Man, that was a blast, and I hung out for a couple minutes afterward, and I had
just unwind, get a glass of water,
quench
your thirst,
something like that. But one of the founders there, William Franklin, he said, "Hey, you want to stay after for a beer?" And they treated us great. I mean, they treated us great. So shout out to those guys. But we talked about this on Friday. We say, hey, what's the signature win? If you're looking for a signature win in the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era, what is it? And unfortunately, there was a candidate, like one singular to pick from.
Yeah, you brought this one to my attention because I just had it blocked out. I was like, flat out, there has not been a signature win in the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era. You said that there could have been one, which was the Tampa Bay.
Yep, a touchdown underdog in Week 3 when you were 0-2. And the fact that they went into Tampa and got that done in the way that they did it, I thought was a signature win. But we're so far removed from that. Like when you're going back over a year to go back to Week 3 of the 24 season, it's been a while. And the fact that there was not another win that could be a contender for the Tampa win. There really wasn't. There was no semblance of another signature win. If you wanted to even say the Tampa win what was a signature win, which I would. Here we have it. I mean, this is the best win for the Denver Broncos in years.
This is the best situation possible for the Denver Broncos, knowing that there's so much pressure put on them because of what Sean has said before the season started about this team feeling like they could win it all or get to the Super Bowl. You put pressure on your team by doing that. But then you go into Philly, a 4-0 Philadelphia team that won the Super Bowl last year. You're down, you're trailing. In the fourth quarter, have 18 unanswered points and win that game. Nothing gets better than that.
It's awesome.
With a second-year quarterback that seems like he's starting to catch rhythm. He did well against the Bengals, which we know, like, hey, there's context to it. The Bengals are not a good team. Who cares? They're in the NFL. That's their problem, not ours. Bo Nix looked phenomenal. Then he was able to struggle in this game for 3 quarters, shake it off, one snap and clear, keep his focus in the right direction, the right way, get his star receiver, his receiver one, not star receiver, his receiver one involved, and they were able to win, pull out that game, 18 points. You got to be kidding me.
Pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. Get it done 21-17, down 10-3 at half, down 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. Broncos put together 102 total yards in the first half. I mean, goodness gracious. No bueno. Through 3 quarters, Bo Nix had 114 total yards on about 50% completion percentage. Crazy. And then in the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, Bo Nix turned into the Undertaker gif. Just sitting up. No, I'm not dead. We're not dead yet. He goes 9 for 10 in the fourth quarter for 126 passing yards, 1 touchdown throw, and 3 for 3 on scoring drives. And Courtland Sutton, this dude,
Mr. Consistent.
your former teammate. Now, outside, there was an ugly drop there in the first half. But outside of that, like when the game was hanging in the balance, for him to go for 64 yards in the fourth quarter alone, doing it against one of the best cornerbacks in the entire league in Quinyon Mitchell, I just take my hat off once again for someone like Court who
Well, Court's been through a lot, man. Like now granted, like he's getting paid a lot of money. He has went through 3 contracts.
Yeah, NFL terms. He's been through a lot.
terms. But he's been on bad Denver Bronco teams, and now he's finally on the other side of it where they're winning and they're having success. But he's been able to stay consistent, stay within himself, make the big time plays. Courtland Sutton has always made big plays.
He has.
But the one thing Courtland got better with was his route running ability in the route tree. And it was on display even yesterday on Sunday afternoon, where he's going up against a really good cornerback. He's getting off the line of scrimmage. He's exploding out like it's going to be a deep ball. Then he's able to put his foot down and come back to the ball on a dime. Like that's just work ethic. That's just working routinely on one route to master it. And it's going to help you out throughout the time or throughout the years or throughout the game. And it happened again on a 3rd and 15, or is it 3rd and 17?
No, a 3rd and 15. It was the 3rd and 17 that Philly completed on
Moss.
Yeah, Riley.
On Riley. We'll talk about him. But the 3rd and 15 play when Bo Nix didn't even let Courtland get out of his break.
Yep.
But it was like, hey, I trust my guy. That's because Courtland Sutton's running really good routes right now, and he's in a groove. He's in a rhythm. He understands what he needs to do, and it's like, I'm this older guy that has already been paid. I'm not worried about money anymore. I'm focused on winning and doing what I can to make sure that this team is successful. In order for this team to have success, he's going to have to be a big-time part of it. He was in the game. We win because of it. Shocker.
Well, don't look now, but Courtland Sutton has 365 receiving yards in 5 games. That is good for 11th in the NFL. Is Jamar Chase pretty good?
He's great.
They're 9 yards removed from one another after 5 football games. Stephon Diggs pretty good?
Oh, yeah, he's a baller.
He's got more receiving yards than Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams. So, I mean, he's having a great season. And whether is he a number 1 on every team, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't know. Like, you put those type of stats up, like, what else do you need to see? Like, I'm just asking, like, for somebody out there, like, yeah, is he a barn burner? No, he's not. But he's consistent. He's breaking tackles right now, something he wasn't doing earlier. I mean, and yeah, of course, sometimes they're not tackling him, which is like, dang, he's 6'4", 220. How come you cannot at least grab him? But he's doing the things he needs to do to move the chains, and he's an older receiver. Like, he's 30 or 29 right now. But yet he's playing at a high level. He's at the peak of his game. Keep feeding him the ball, Bo Nix and Sean. Keep finding ways to get him more involved because they're going to cover him. They're going to put two over the top on him and shell look to stop Bo Nix from wanting to throw his way. So they're going to have to be creative throughout the season to get Courtland Sutton more involved.
Well, man, I love what we're seeing from Courtland Sutton. Just again, perfect? No. But more or less a model of consistency and one of the most reliable members of this offense, if not the most reliable, member of this offense amongst the playmakers. I mean, yeah, love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Okay, but it wouldn't have happened without the Broncos defense. And I want to talk about that side of the ball coming up next.
TCU held serve at home and handed Coach Prime and the Buffs their 2nd straight loss. With their season hanging in the balance, can Colorado find a way to get back on track and secure their first conference win? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Don't get from my friends at Roller Auction. Got one of my favorite auctions that is open for bidding right now. A government fleet vehicle and equipment auction. It's got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now. It will be ending on October 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. One of my favorite auctions. Go see it all and get yourself a great deal at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Most business owners and decision makers work hard but stay frustrated because customers simply don't know they exist. Marketing isn't about being flashy. It's about making sure people understand how you solve their problem. Audio, video, and online campaigns put your message where your customers are already paying attention. And your friends at Denver Sports, they specialize in connecting customers to businesses. The moment you get clear and show up consistently, growth follows. Don't stay the best-kept secret in town. Visit DenverSports.com and click on the Advertise with Us button and start growing today.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow & Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow & Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
Injured in an accident? Don't just hope for help. Demand results. At Postman Law, we handle it all. Car crash, workplace injury, or wrongful death. We deliver fast, effective, and personalized legal representation, powered by a team that's recovered over $3 billion for clients nationwide. We have taken on some of the biggest companies in the country and won. Our tech-driven approach means your case moves fast with clear updates every step of the way. So when you call 844-POSTMAN, you know you're getting speed, ease, and results. You're not just another case. You're a person who deserves justice. And from the moment you call, we're in your corner. You'll have a dedicated attorney and case manager fighting to get you every dollar you deserve. And remember, you don't pay unless we win. So don't wait. Call 844-POSTMAN now for your free case review. That's 844-POSTMAN. Because others promise, Postman Law delivers.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, the Broncos temporarily snatched the crown off the Eagles' head, the Super Bowl champions. The Broncos drawing first blood on Philly this year. How fun is this?
Oh, it's a blast.
This is awesome.
Took the eagle out of the sky.
Yeah.
Fucked it.
Defeathered.
Defeathered it.
I love it so much. I love it so much. But it doesn't happen without the Broncos defense. And we have had these games where the Broncos defense throughout the game will play well, but then when it's closing time, they can't get it done.
You talking about the Colts game?
Yeah, of
Colts
course.
game being it. The Chargers is another one where it's like, guys, you guys have to stay tough. Bow up a little bit. Make a play or two. Get an interception or a turnover. That's still something that the Denver defense is still lacking, Zach.
That's true.
It's the turnovers.
Yep.
Now they're able to get the sacks, which is like a turnover if you can get it to 3 and out, or it's a third and 5, you get a sack. Now it's 4th down and 15. Like, that's great. But what about the turnovers? The pick sixes. That's what Nick Bonito needs if he wants to be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation in a couple months from now. Like, it ends up with the moments. You're having these moments, but what's going to separate you? The forced fumbles, another interception, taken back to the house for a touchdown. Things like that help you out.
There's no question about it. The Broncos are actually below average in the NFL when it comes to taking the ball away. Sacks, number 1. And we know this. Talked a lot about it in the offseason, that when you sack your opponent, their odds of scoring on that drive get cut into thirds. And another way of saying it, when you are an offense and you don't incur a sack, your odds of scoring go up 3 times. 3 times more likely to end up in the end zone with avoiding a sack. So when you say, on the heels of me saying that, the Broncos had 6 sacks yesterday, I mean, goodness gracious. No one does it better right now in professional football of getting after the quarterback, led by, obviously, Nick Bonito. But he's not alone. And because I'll put you on the spot. So no pressure. But
I'm ready for this. What's up?
But on Friday, I said, if the Broncos are going to beat Philly, blank was going to have to play his best game of the year.
And it wasn't Nick Bonito?
No.
It's going to be...
Don't worry about it, because I'm putting you on the spot. It was a 4-hour show, and I said it one time. I said, if the Broncos are going to beat the Eagles, Zach Allen needs to play his best game of the year. And he led the team in pressures, and you just love to see it.
Zach Allen?
I did.
I thought you said Riley Moss.
No. I predicted that Riley Moss would have a interception at the end of the show.
Yep.
But I said, hey, Zach Allen, because he'd been kind of quiet, Phil. So this $103 million man, kind of quiet in the first quarter of the season. Like, this is, for performances like yesterday, that's why you're on a $103 million contract. Now, you can beat up the freshman, and that's great because we love that too, on the football field, obviously. But Like when it's time to fight another senior, I need you to show up.
Like you have to show that you're the man. And Zach Allen was able to do that. Jonathan Cooper, like we said earlier, and I said earlier, I said, hey, he didn't get on the stat sheet, and people aren't going to talk about him as much as they're going to talk about Nick Benito and maybe Zach Allen. But Jonathan Cooper was getting the pressure. He was putting pressure on Jalen Hurts, forcing Jalen Hurts to make bad decisions, forcing Jalen Hurts to flush to Nick Benito's side. All of a sudden, you're flush to Nick Benito's side. Now Nick Benito gets a sack. He has 2.5. That's as a unit, not just for Nick Benito. Although Nick Benito's doing a lot of the work, this is why you have a team. Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, Jonathan Cooper, everybody doing their part is why the Denver defense has been so good, so great, and why someone like Nick Benito is having so much success, because it takes a team.
No, you are spot on, and that definitely like crystallized to me earlier today. I wanted to do this video for social media, and I wanted to put every Nick Benito sack together. So I went back and did all the time codes and edited this thing together in iMovie and put it out on Twitter at Byesline.
Man, time codes and stuff. Like you're learning. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dude, neither did I 6 months ago, but I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. But when you watch the video, I'm bringing it up because when you watch the video, it's amazing just how often, about I'd say 4 of the 7 sacks, roughly, Benito is the beneficiary of someone else's success. And it happened yesterday. One of his sacks, the first one, not the half sack where he met with
Zach Allen.
Zach Allen.
Yeah.
It was the first one where he swallowed Hurts up, like almost coming up from the middle, and he whips him to the ground. It's because Zach Allen is such a disruptive force that one of the Eagles that probably should have stayed with Benito realized his teammate was getting beat and tried to help with Zach Allen, and now Benito was kind of like a free rusher.
And that's why it's like, pick your poison.
Right.
What do? Do you continue to let Nick Benito have the success on the outsides? He has 7 sacks right now.
Crazy. He's got a 2-sack lead on the whole league.
That's what I'm saying. So what do? Do you start to double team him? But now Zach Allen's sitting there one-on-one. He's a bigger, stronger man than majority of the guys he's going up against. He's going to start getting sacks.
Right.
Or you double up on Zach Allen, then you still have Jonathan Cooper and Nick Benito coming off the edge on one-on-one opportunities. Like, this defense is well put together. Now, if they can just continue to work through the inside linebacker position, work through the cornerback position on the other side of PS2, knowing that you're going to play a lot more man, and if you're going to play a lot more man, then Nick Benito, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, John Franklin Myers, they're going to have to get to the quarterback a little bit faster because it's hard for these cornerbacks and safeties and nickels to stay with these elite receivers for 3-4 seconds. It's hard to do that.
Well, good for that side of the ball. You know, good for Vance Joseph. I thought Vance Joseph called a great game. And sometimes we would come in here these last couple years and say, hey, not enough halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be praising Robert Livingston because he's really good at pivoting at halftime. Historically, traditionally he has. Vance, not so much. And I remember recalling you drawing from your Broncos experience saying, you know what, I loved VJ, but at times there wasn't enough halftime adjustments
being made with the offense, the defense. He was the head coach. So you want to hear from your head coach, but it seems like he's doing that now, at least for this game. VJ did a great job of adjusting at half, going to some zone, mixing it up.
Yes.
But did you also see that VJ, like, he got emotional in the sense of, like, not crying, but like he
fired up?
Fired up.
Yes.
Honestly, I've never seen VJ like that. When playing with us, like, he's been excited, but he's been able to kind of keep himself together. But after, I want to say, that sack with Jaquan McMillan, he let out that emotion, like, man, like, this is my defense.
Yep.
Like, I do this. Take that, Vic. Like, that's kind of like what he's saying. Like, I have a better defense than you.
And how about that? You talk about the score that gets settled in the fourth quarter. Sean Payton's offense against Vic Fangio's defense. Just
Fangio's not a happy man, I'll tell you that much.
No, because he's going to have to think about that for a while. This isn't a divisional game. You don't get the Broncos again. And in terms of the adjustments, the Eagles, first of all, let me tell you, 18% on third downs, 2 for 11. Lowest for an Eagles home game since 2017. That was 9 football seasons ago. All right? the Broncos went from, and this speaks to the adjustments, went from nearly 50-50 man-zone split in the first half to 78% zone in the second half. And when it came to Hurts' performance, man to zone, when it came to Hurts against man, he was 9 for 14 for $142 and 2 touchdowns. Against that zone, 14 for 23, 138 yards, and took 6 sacks. Crazy. And the fact that the Broncos brought pressure, 10 of the 14 pressures, and 5 of the 6 sacks were sending 4 or fewer rushers against the Eagles.
He pulled a big Fangio on them.
Yeah, they did.
So we don't need a fifth guy. We can get to the quarterback with 4 of them because we have elite pass rushers. Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. That's all you need, baby.
Yeah, there is a ton of meat left on this Broncos bone. We are going to talk about all the layers of yesterday's uppercase W. And also, I have to ask the question, are Deion Sanders and the Buffs officially in a spiral? We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Broncos took down the defending Super Bowl champs in the city of brotherly love. After a bumpy start to the season, as Denver finally found its true team identity. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to the Denver Nuggets, who, for the second straight year last year, were bounced in the second round and had nagging injuries up and down the lineup. But after a full off season, the team is back to 100% health and is at training camp preparing for a very successful 25-26 season.
And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. I'm sitting down at Step Denver with Evans. Evans, thanks for sitting down with me. If you don't mind telling us, what brought you to Step?
I needed a place to go. I was detoxing from just alcohol and methamphetamines, and I did not know where to go. I had nobody really, so I was kind of just in a space where I was just lost. So I decided to give Step Denver a call, and they did my interview and intake that day. And ever since February 17th, my life has really changed.
What would you tell somebody else that was going through something similar and was considering walking through the doors of Step?
I would say just keep an open mind, really, because I was kind of scared of it, and I didn't really think I needed help. I thought I could do it by myself, but, everything else failed. So I decided to just give it a try. And I would say just keep an open mind. There's a lot of work in it, but the end results it's good. Everything is good.
And you're doing good now?
A lot better than I was the first day I came in. Gotten a steady job. I've gotten my ID, my social, everything that I had lost while in my addiction. I've gotten all of it.
We're happy to hear that. You look great. Thank you for sitting down with us. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
If you are someone who is ready and willing to seek help, call now or visit stepdenver.org. If you'd like to give, donations are also accepted at that same link, stepdenver.org.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving up scratch-made food and pouring cold drinks every night after dark. Come experience the best late night in the league any day of the week, only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Chernak from Denver Regenerative Medicine. When it comes to healing, there's no one-size-fits-all. Every patient receives a unique treatment plan designed just for them. We use either your own stem cells or carefully selected donor cells to treat degenerative joints, torn muscles and ligaments, and even back injuries. Our goal is lasting healing without unnecessary surgery. And right now, we're offering 10% off treatments through October. Schedule your free consultation today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and
a loss on Saturday night on Fox to TCU, who was a 13.5-point favorite and won by 14 after CU was up by 14. All right? What's happening up there?
I've been trying to figure things out because, and see if this makes sense. You know, sometimes I don't make sense.
Well, I have this on the iPad.
I'm like Coach Prime. Not everything's going to make sense now. Oh, hey. All right, so here I go. Colorado is not a bad team. Their record's bad. They're not winning games. But when you watch these games, specifically Colorado, like throughout the first half, they're not a bad team. They have players. But yet they lose. They have a bad quarterback. They're not well coached. And that shows up in situational football. But they're not a bad football team, and that's why they're hanging in with BYU and having chances to beat them. That's why they were able to have a chance to beat TCU. Does that make sense? Like, I guess like if you're losing games, people consider you a bad football team.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to, and Bill Parcells famously said this years ago, you are what your record says you are. Yeah. So their record says they're a bad football team. 2 wins, 4 losses, 0-3 in the conference in which they play. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, you did play Georgia Tech to the end, who's a really good football team. You did have a lead 7-0 on them. You did have a lead 14-0 on a really good BYU team. You were up 14-0 on TCU. And when you watch on a down-to-down basis, it's not some look. I've seen bad CU teams.
Oh yeah, I was on a couple of them. 2 or 3 of them where it's just like you're just getting dominated.
Yeah.
You don't have the athletes. You're being outcoached. And like I just said, the athletes are not there. Like you're gonna get 70 put up on you.
Yeah.
But this is not the case.
No, it's not the case, but they're still not also putting it all together. They're not bad enough to be in that classification, but they're not good enough to be executing down the stretch of these games and figuring out ways to win.
Well, then it comes down to one position. We talk about the NFL in one position that you have to have if you want to try to get to a Super Bowl. If you want to have success in college football, especially now when you have these playoffs, you have to have a quarterback. And Payton Salter, I'm sorry, like he's had his opportunities, and he may continue to because I don't know if Juju's ready to play or when he will be ready. But for Payton Salter, every time he steps foot on that football field, he makes a bad decision at the wrong time. You're in the red zone.
Yeah.
You have a chance to go up 21 points.
Yeah.
And you try to throw it into double coverage in a tight spot where it's deflected into the air and picked off.
He is not good enough to be attempting 29 passes.
Well, Zach, to be honest with you, and I feel bad for saying this, but he's not good enough to be a Power 4 quarterback.
Probably not, no.
He's more of a backup quarterback.
Yep.
And that's just the real. It's okay. You have Power 4 quarterbacks that are able to do things like Hoover, who the guy we just got done playing against TCU, who can make any type of throw that you need and sustain drives, and in big-time moments come on top, come up on top sometimes. Like you're not going to always be on top, but at least find a way to win that game. Salter had 3 opportunities: Georgia Tech, BYU, and then TCU. And yet, for Payton Salter, you throw 3 interceptions against Georgia Tech. You throw
it wasn't that many against Tech.
Was it 2?
No, I actually think it was 1, but it was and I'll double check here, but there was
please correct me if I'm wrong.
There was a bunch of missed opportunities.
Okay.
Well, according to the box score at ESPN, he didn't throw a pick against Georgia Tech. Yeah, no, he didn't throw, but it was massively missed opportunities.
It was bad missed opportunities. So sorry, Payton Salter. Bad missed opportunities against Georgia Tech. All right, you throw an interception against BYU in a crunch time situation where you could go down there and win the game. And then against TCU, you throw 3. You're not winning like that. As much as we get on Pat Shurmur didn't call a bad game against BYU for the most part, but specifically against TCU, he called a pretty good game.
I thought so too.
Payton Salter just didn't go out there and execute. And when there was players that were open, you didn't get them the ball. And then when there was players that were not open, you throwing the ball. So it was just bad decision making and bad timing. And now you look up and you see why Colorado lost that game. Quarterback play.
Yeah.
Simple.
And he said it right after the game, too. I don't know if you heard him, but he's like, man, those were dumb interceptions, I think he said. He's like, I can't do it. It was inexcusable. And it's the timing in which they come to. Like, not all interceptions are created equal.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of half, end of game, it just can't happen.
So what do? Do you stick with Payton Salter?
Phil, I said this last week.
Or do you go with Juju?
I do not think there's a right answer on this test. I don't. Now, eventually, you're going to have to play Juju.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to start going through it. And how do you sell that to 75 other guys if he's not ready? And it's still early October. It is early October.
Well, it can't be worse than for Juju to go out there and throw 3 interceptions.
No, that's
young.
true. That's true.
If Payton Salter is going to continue to do that and throw 3 interceptions, you might as well put the young buck in there and let him go through his growing pains.
Well, I'll just say this, just on behalf of, look, I'm not here to defend Payton Salter because you're right. You're right. But I'll say this, that was his 39th college game, which is quite a bit. He had never had a game where he threw 3 picks. Just in a minor defense of him, but look, if you watch the CU games, I watch the CU games. He's not. He's a bottom 3 quarterback in the Big 12.
So you got Iowa State that you're going to go up against.
Yeah.
You give him one more opportunity. That's what I'm thinking. They give him one more opportunity.
But here's the kicker: go ahead and game theory that out. Give him one more opportunity. If they go to 0-4 for the Big 12, Juju, a boy, is making his first ever college start in Salt Lake against Utah. That is, there's no right. That's what I'm saying. There's no easy way to do this. Dante, you got something there?
Yeah, I was just curious if Juju plays in 4 or less games, it counts as a redshirt year. Do you think there's any scenario where he's like, hey, I'm not going to play because you guys are going to play me in too many games, and then I don't want this to count as one of my seasons?
That's a great question.
That is a great.
And I can't believe that you can play in that many these days and still get the red shirt. I mean, it used to be if you participated, you were ineligible. I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but
well, if I'm Juju, then I'm definitely I definitely want a red shirt.
Oh, Juju want a red shirt? Are you talking about Salter or Juju?
I'm talking about Juju.
Oh, gotcha.
Like you can't turn to him too early because then he's, he doesn't want this to count as one of his years.
Right. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, he might have the mindset of, look, I'm going to be in the NFL after 3 anyway, so let me just start playing. And again, that can be the mindset. Yeah. I don't know if that's the right mindset. I don't know if that's his mindset. I don't know. I didn't consider that really at all. But here's what it just doesn't feel good, man. It doesn't feel good where this could be trending. And I think it may only get harder. You have 22 Iowa State visiting Boulder this weekend, which I believe that I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we say, we continue to say it's going to get harder. But for BYU, Colorado could have won that game. TCU, Colorado could have won that game. Iowa State's very beatable. They're struggling on offense. Colorado has dudes. They have talent.
Yeah.
Defensively and offensively, they have weapons.
Yeah, Iowa State's not a world beater, even though they have a number next to their name.
They're going to be in that game just because athletically Colorado has the upper hand. But can they finish Iowa State off if they have that opportunity? When they drive down in that crunch time situation, can Payton Salter make that play? That's something that's going to continue to happen. If Payton Salter cannot turn things around and make that play, this one more play, you're going to continue to have the same outcome. Lose at the end there.
Yeah, here's Deion Sanders.
It's frustrating because I'm seeing what you see. I felt like, and this is no disrespect to TCU because they're well coached. They did a wonderful job. Quarterback made plays. I feel like we're a better team. Felt like that last week, the week before. But yet and still we're in this situation.
Now, I said this last week after he uttered that, and I'll say it again. I do not think it's a good look for Deion Sanders to continue to say we have more talent than our opponent and we're losing. Because me, just as a football fan, when you say that and you go to that well, I just start thinking of coaching.
But is he wrong? That's what I want to know. Is he wrong when you're watching these games? Because you felt like Colorado was going to win that game, right? TCU?
Did I think they were going to win?
No, like as the game went on.
Like, yes. In the first half when they were up 14-0 and they're dominating the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I definitely did.
But why is that? Because they're more talented than these teams. Is he wrong for saying that, though?
I just don't think you can say it after you lose by 2 possessions. Like you lost by 14 points. Now it hits a little bit harder when you lose 24-21, and it's like, oh my God, we were right there. But you now, for the first time in the history of Colorado football, have been up 14 points 2 weeks in a row and lost both of those games.
Yeah.
And for the first time since 2016, you're up 14 and you lose by 14. It's not all coaching. It's not all coaching. But if it's not the coaching, it's the quarterback. And if it's not the quarterback, it's the coaching. And that's why when we were picking these games, I'm like, I just can't, in good conscience, say I believe that CU is going to win this game when I don't trust the quarterback and I don't trust the coaches. So, I don't know. I have no idea where this thing is going to go. Here's a little bit more from Deion Sanders after the game.
There you go. The mentality and attitude. The mentality and the attitude. But the thing about it, if I'm tolerating it, that means I'm a part of it. I got to do a better job of just putting a stop to it when I see it.
I like that ownership.
Yeah.
I do. For a second week in a row, I do. But here's the other thing, Phil. Deion may have bigger fish to fry here. This dude cannot stay on his feet on the sideline of a high-level college game.
He had his shoe off. He had one shoe on, one shoe off because of his foot. And the pain in his foot and saying he couldn't feel his foot. So, that's scary.
It is scary.
And he already missed the whole summer. So he wasn't with those kids during the summertime because he was dealing with his health.
Correct.
And now he may be dealing with his health again. I want to say he was supposed to go see a doctor today.
Yeah, correct. He said that after the game.
Man.
Yeah, CU is now 1-6 in its last 7 games against Power 4 opponents, dating back to last season. And they will have to win 4 of the final 6 games of the year to be bowl eligible. And I just really have to overextend my imagination to see that happening. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not going to, you know me, and I've been battling for Colorado, but what I'm seeing out there is a team that they can do it. They have the talent to do it, but they're making bad mistakes. They're shooting themselves in the foot, bad coaching decisions, and in certain situations. For example, the punt, not getting people back as a true freshman punt returner. Your job is to get everybody away from the football. They use the word Peter, which I don't know why Peter, but Peter, and that usually tells everybody to head to the sideline, get away from the football, so that either the punt returner can catch the ball or the ball can bounce and it doesn't hit anybody. So it's just that's coaching though.
Sure.
So yeah, Zach, like it's going to be hard to win 6 games this year and go bowling if you can't handle and do the little things right.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you said before we shift gears back to Broncos, it was 2 weeks ago, Phil. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
It was BYU?
It was BYU or Wyoming. I honestly forget, but there was a kid, and it might have been the freshman. I really don't know. I won't pretend to know. He went out there to field a punt on 3rd down.
That was BYU.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. That was BYU. And it's like, yo, why is nobody telling him to get off the sideline?
And that's the
Get
thing.
to the sideline.
And that's the thing. Like, mistakes happen, but when you're standing out there for 10 seconds and no one notices that he's going to field a punt on 3rd down,
where's the get back guy?
What do you want me to do with that? Right. It's just they're not a very well coached team. And we'll see where this thing trends with another top 25 opponent coming into Boulder this weekend, followed by Utah, who is 4-1. And my guess is by the time that they host CU, they will have a number next to their name. So we'll see. They have Arizona State, which shouldn't be a problem. Right, Dante? All right. This is KKFN and KKFN, HD1 Low Montana. We are coming with it, and we are coming forward. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. And we are hanging out with you on a Victory Monday, and not all wins are created equal.
Man, that feels good. Feels good to hear you say Victory Monday. Victory Monday.
Best win in years for the Denver Broncos. Most signature win of the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era. And you talk about exercising demons. The Denver Broncos have been 2-10 dating back to last year, yesterday morning, when it came to one possession games.
Not good.
Not good. The Denver Broncos, in my opinion, for all intents and purposes, had one win against a winning team going back to last year. You want to give them KC when they rested everyone? You want to give them the Bengals game with no Burrow? Sure. But for me, in my NFL context, is just like really one legitimate win against a winning team. And both of those things get checked. Both of those boxes get checked, and it comes on the road against not just a winning team, an undefeated team, not just an undefeated team, the reigning Super Bowl champs in Philly, where they had won 12 in a row. They had been 20 wins, 1 loss in their last 21. And on top of that, you do it in comeback fashion? That is
in the 4th quarter.
Crazy.
In the 4th dang quarter. 18 unanswered points. Defense does their job. Special teams does their job. Bo Nix finally wakes up. Sean Payton puts together another great game plan when it comes to the 4th quarter. Not giving up on his team, not giving up on his young quarterback. And then the offense is able to just methodically go down the field. Bo Nix being able to pick them apart and find different receivers, but most importantly, find his number 1 target, his number 1 receiver in Courtland Sutton, and really get him going. That's what jump-started it. It was Bo Nix saying, hey, let me get back to what I do best. And what I do best is setting my feet, anchoring down, all right, taking my time, reading through the defense. But when Courtland's open, throw him the damn ball. Good things happen when Courtland gets involved. And that's what happened. Courtland got involved. We win the game.
Well, this puppy defied the odds in many ways, okay? When the Broncos have trailed by 14 points or more in the 4th quarter, all right, on the road, the club entered yesterday's game with 1 win and 112 losses. The win probability for the Broncos was at 4.6% when they punted down 14 with under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. And
you said 1 win, 112 losses?
Yeah, in that situation that they were in yesterday.
Wow.
I mean, just incredible. And in that second half, or not even really the second half, the last 18 minutes, all right, the Broncos forced 3 punts defensively and went on to score the 18 unanswered points that you just referenced a minute ago. And this one, again, all wins aren't created equal. I know it was primetime Monday Night Football, but beating the Bengals and Jake Browning and beating the brakes off them the way they did, it counts the same. It counts the same.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit more because it's an AFC opponent. But, man, this one, I'll remember this one for years to come, if I'm being honest.
Because there was so much drama to it. The offense did not do well in the first half. Bo Nix did not look good for 3 quarters. Let's be real. The offensive line was able to move the Eagles a little bit, get the run game going. Defense bent but didn't break. Now, Sean was able to put together a couple great schemed-up plays that Bo Nix or someone like Cortland Sutton weren't able to execute. But then all of a sudden, that second half comes rolling around. You don't flinch as a team. You find ways to stay in the game. It's like getting into a zone. And I remember it was the Chargers and the Denver Broncos. I was on the team. Now, it wasn't like playing the Bengals or the Eagles. But I remember being down against the Chargers, and it was 2020. Zach, I want to say 2020. It was 20 or 19 with Drew Lock. And we came back, and we had to come back on the Chargers, and we ended up winning that game. And I busted for that 65-yard touchdown that kind of jump-started the comeback. And so you kind of need that spark.
I'm remembering this game now, and you referenced it earlier in the show, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but like you guys were getting crushed, and it's coming back to me. You guys scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
It was 21 points in the fourth quarter at
21 in the fourth quarter at home.
To come back and win, and KJ Hamler had the game-winning touchdown catch.
Yes. Yep, you're on it. You had a 55-yard run.
55-yard run. You know, when I hype myself up.
I know. It's like a fishing story. The fish just grows over time.
When I hype myself up and say 75, don't go in there and say 55.
I'm just keeping it factual, brother.
So it was a 55-yard run, Zach Bai says. I say it's 65. And after that, we kind of were able to get into a rhythm. Defense was able to get a stop. I think want to say an interception. We were able to get some more points. And then you just get into a zone. And that's kind of what the Denver Broncos did. They bent, but they never broke. And they got into some type of rhythm into a zone in the fourth quarter where it's like, we're unstoppable. We know what we need to do. Bo Nix is making the right decisions. Our defense we have confidence in because they've been playing well this whole game. Our special teams has been playing solid. And that's how you end up with this score. And then, your coach. Your coach has the biggest kahunas out there.
Unbelievable.
It says, you know what? We're not going to mess around with this. We're going to force the Eagles to score a touchdown. We're going for 2 because I have a play that I've been working on for 2 weeks, and I want to get it off my chest. When you have things like that happen for you in the fourth quarter, man, things are working for you, and that means that everybody is buying it and nobody flinched.
Well, my hat's off to Sean Payton. He deserves a massive amount of credit for this win. And when we were picking this game on Friday and I picked the Broncos to go in there and win, it was under the premise that Sean Payton, now I've been critical of Sean, and for me, I have no agenda here. When it comes to Sean Payton, I call balls and strikes.
Sometimes his name triggers you, though. Oof.
Well, because sometimes he does some like triggering things and puts the team at jeopardy when he feels like he has the license to shoehorn his agenda into game day operations. But in this instance, I remember you kind of pressing me on Friday, not pressing me, but questioning like, hey, you're gonna trust Sean in this spot? Yeah. Will he stick with the run? I'm like, dude, there's no margin for error. You have to play this thing by the book if you're gonna do what no one else has done in a year and a half, beating Philly and Philly.
But did he play it by the book? So what about the 2-point conversion?
I mean, just the ballsiest call. I mean,
how did you feel about it going into? Were you questioning it? Like, did you feel when Sean had that situation with Cincy last year, and he decided to go into overtime?
Yeah, when he was playing for the tie. Yes, he was playing for a tie, and even referenced the tie in the postgame. And I just don't think you should do that.
This is Sean Payton. He needs to be aggressive. This is Mr. Aggressiveness.
Yes.
How did you feel about Sean going for the 2-point conversion against Philly?
Yeah. So, like, I think that aggressiveness should be on a scale. Like, when you're going into the belly of the beast and you're going into Philly, you might have to land a punch that you're not supposed to land. And that's what that was. Like, throwing it on 4th and 8 when you can make it a 2-possession game against the Titans, that's dumb. There's nothing. He referenced the analytics here in yesterday's postgame. There's nothing analytical about throwing it on 4th and 8. Forget the analytics. There's no football sense of throwing it on 4th and 8.
That was the agenda there.
Yes, but you feel like you have the liberty and you're in a situation to have a license to have your agenda bleed into game day operations. And I just did not think in any way, shape, or form we were going to see that in Philly yesterday. And so in that sense of aggressiveness, like it made sense. Like the time, the score, the situation, it made sense to be aggressive there. Going for an onside kick to start a season when the play has a 98% failure rate under the current rules, I think that's silly.
So it's the first game of the year.
So not all well, they lost it by one possession. So
They did.
And then they missed the playoffs by one game. So yeah, he's driven me nuts sometimes, but like he has built up a certain level of trust that I trusted him in that environment to have those guys ready to believe. Sean Payton is almost a sports psychiatrist when he gets to get these guys to believe they could do something that no one else expects them to do. So my hat's off to Sean. The play call, look, if it's a results-oriented business, so if you screw it up or Troy screws it up. See, that's the other thing about that play. Troy Franklin has been maligned here in Denver, and he's earned some trust back in the first 4 games of the year, but I just watched that guy drop 3 footballs in the last 2 games, and that's who
you were a little concerned with Troy. I had to calm you down for a second. Like, relax.
Well, it's just on my radar
It was.
because it's sins of the past that get brought up, and it's like, but you trusted that guy in that moment, and he came through for you, and it goes up and like pays dividends where Philly's got to score a touchdown and can't just kick a field goal. I mean,
so you were okay with it? Like,
yes, definitely.
If Sean would have failed and they didn't execute that 2-point conversion, you would have still came in here today and said, you know what, I'm okay with that call.
Because it makes football sense. You are going for the win against an opponent that, for a lot of intents and purposes is outmatched you. At least historically. I know some of the stuff on paper.
You put pressure on Philly. You go for the 2, you convert it, which they did. Now Philly's forced to score a touchdown. You don't go for that, or you don't convert that 2-point conversion. Now Philly's like, hey, our game plan is we can run the ball a little bit. We just have to get in field goal range, and we can set up for the game-winning kick.
Right. So I liked it. And then to have it actually play a real role, for that decision to play a real role in how Philly had to operate. Again, my hat's off to Sean. My hat is off to Bo Nix for going 9 of 10 in the fourth quarter for 126 yards. Hats off to Troy Franklin for catching the football when the game was on the line. Hats off to J.K. Dobbins and Cortland Sutton for being co-MVPs.
Well, damn, how many hats you got? We just went for a hat trick. You went for 4. What does that mean?
I'm so impressed, and I'm excited about the win, and they deserve all the adulation they're getting today around the country because they're getting a lot of it today.
Huge signature win for the Denver Broncos, and the way they were able to come back in the fourth quarter, 18 unanswered points. All right, the defense to do as well as they did. The special teams and Jeremy Crawshaw was able to have a pretty decent day where he had 5 punts in the 20-yard line. Like, he was helping his defense out, giving the defense good field position. Bo Nix not flinching, not going back and just replaying things in his head and the negative things in his head. It was like he was one snap and clearing, like I always say for a player to do, and just focus on the now. Be in the now. Be where your feet are. And Bo Nix was able to take advantage of those opportunities and get everybody involved. Evan Ingram even got involved.
How about that?
It was great to see that. Troy Franklin having that 2-point conversion catch. It was great to see that.
Real quick, did you see with the Ingram stuff? He and Sean were beefing a little bit on the sideline.
They were going back and forth with each other.
They were.
Something's going on with that little relationship right now.
I agree.
Zach, like, that's not just because what had happened, I guess, what Sean was saying was the bad body language.
Yep.
Going into halftime.
Yep.
But you go off on a player that you're paying a lot of money for bad body language when a lot of players in the NFL do that. There's more to that story.
Well, and you remember in the middle of last week when Sean was asked about getting Evan Ingram more involved, he's like, look, we just beat Cincinnati the way we do. I don't care. I'm not playing fantasy football like you guys are. I was like, whoa. That was like an interesting response when it comes to a guy that you sought out and paid $23 million over
the Joker.
2 years. Yeah.
We want to see him. We want to see him on that football field, which we were able to see. He was 30 plays. He had 30 plays on the football field. Adam Troutman had 31. Nate Atkins had 27 plays. But those 30 plays for Evan Ingram, he had 2 or 3 really big-time plays that moved the chains, 2 big plays that moved the chains, and then, of course, that touchdown. And Bo Nix wasn't throwing to Evan Ingram to start.
He was not.
That was the third read.
It was. And it looked like Ingram for a second it's one of these where you're on the line of scrimmage blocking for a second, and then you sort of release into the second level, and then he just sat down. And Bo found him, and then it was a little yak and gets it over the I mean, I'm happy for Ingram, but we need to keep our eye on
that connection, that relationship between Ingram and Sean.
Yeah.
Well, to me, what it looks like is Evan Ingram's getting frustrated. He's sitting there on the sideline watching everybody else play except for him. He's making this money, but he also wants to be out there playing football. That's why you pay this man to play football. Sean doesn't really have a reason why he's doing that. All right, there's no rhyme or reason to why Sean's not getting him involved from what I know. And so I think for Evan Ingram, maybe they had a conversation and it didn't go right. Where Evan Ingram's like, Coach, like, what's going on? I want more balls. And Sean's like, hey, look, we're winning, or we're trying to get you involved, but like this is just how the game has been going. The flow of the game means that we need to put Adam Troutman in there for the heavy duty work, the run block, and things like that. And then so I don't know. Like, I just know that being in that locker room, when players are unhappy, they'll go up to the front office or they'll go talk to the coach. But sometimes that can fracture a relationship if you can't get on the same page.
Sure. Well, it certainly didn't look like they were on the same page when they were screaming at each other. Sean said after the game he was pissed off at me and I was pissed off at him. And so let's put a pin in that one. I want to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow in more dedicated fashion, or maybe even Wednesday if we don't get to it. But here is Sean Payton after the game talking about the significance of winning in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Mr. Penner did. It meant a lot. I told the team what I just told you.
Real quick, he's referencing how he got the game ball after the football game from Greg Penner. We'll talk about game balls at the very end of the show, but here's more of Sean.
I said I just had spoken to Bill, but there are a number of people when we watch this tape, I'm sure that'll get game balls. But to get it here, I grew up here as a kid. My first NFL job was here, 1997, 98. Grew up on the Flyers, the Eagles, Sixers, give you all the lineups. There's a lot of respect we have for this team, this coaching staff, and the team we just played. Zach Bond, I mean, shoot, there are a number of these guys that, this is a team that just won the Super Bowl, so it was a good win.
It was a good win. How about the mistake from Zach Bond, who he just referenced? The personal foul after, who went to the ground? Was it
RJ.
Dobbins? Oh, was it R.J. Harvey?
It was RJ who got tackled to the ground. And Zach Bond came rolling up and hit him in the back of his head. You can't do it.
You can't do it. And good, I will say this, good on the official for actually throwing the flag, because I didn't think they were going to throw it. And it was sort of bang, but it was late, and it was for sure late, but I would not have been shocked if they didn't throw the flag there.
So you think, I don't know, man. It's when you watch that play, like, I'm glad that it did happen. But when you're like someone like Zach Bond and you're trying to make this play and it's in a big time situation, a big time moment, RJ is still kind of up. He's still you like, if you go back and you watch that film and maybe tomorrow you watch it, maybe you'll say I'm wrong.
I rewatched it like, this morning.
Okay, so you don't think he was?
No.
Okay.
I thought he was firmly on the ground.
Okay,
but
see, I didn't see that. I thought it was like, hey, he's kind of almost to the ground where you didn't have to hit him. I'm not like Zach Bond didn't have to hit him.
No,
but you know how linebackers can be.
Yeah,
linebackers would do stupid stuff like that.
And I was going to say, I see some other bang plays around the NFL where that doesn't get called.
Yeah.
But I know Sutton was standing right there and he's turning around and waving. And I mean, do you think that? And let me just say this before I ask you the question about the officials. In a lot of ways, it looked like it was a Freaky Friday, and there was a bit of a role reversal with the Broncos and the Eagles, where the Broncos started to control the line of scrimmage. I don't think we saw a tush-push from Philly.
I don't think we did either.
But we did see one with the Broncos. We did see that, right?
Like their version. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, their version of the tush-push. So the Broncos started to control the line of scrimmage, and that's the Eagles' hallmark. The Broncos did the tush-push. The Eagles didn't. The Broncos started to get after Hurts by just rushing 4 or less. That's the Eagles' profile. That's how they had Mahomes in hell. I mean,
and you forgot one big thing. The Broncos were able to run the football.
Yes.
The Eagles were not.
Yes. If you told me before the football game, thank you for adding that in, because I was going to leave that out. If you told me before the football game on Sunday morning, hey, I've been to the future, but I'm only allowed to share one detail about the game, and what that person from the future told me is one team is going to rush for 130 yards and the other is going to rush for 45, I probably would have tried to liquidate my 401k and put it on the Eagles minus 3.5.
Well, good thing you didn't do that.
I'm thankful I didn't.
You're right. I would have said, hey, Saquon went crazy, because the identity of the Philadelphia Eagles is to run the damn ball. and yet they didn't do it. Saquon had 6 carries in a 60-minute football game.
Tell me about this. How did he only have 1 carry in the second half when they were up double figures?
The NFL's a weird place. Teams are weird. They do weird stuff sometimes where it's like, hey, let's give him a break because it's a long season. Or the game plan was to get Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown going. And maybe they talk to Saquon and say, hey, look, this is not going to be your day. And it happens sometimes like that. But when you're winning, when you're up at halftime and you come out of the half and you don't run the ball but one time.
It's embarrassing.
It's crazy.
I'm telling you, if Saquon Barkley made as much noise as A.J. Brown makes, it would have never happened. They ran 24 total plays in the second half. 1 designed run, 23 passes. That's another way that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Broncos had a Freaky Friday switch, because we've seen Sean Payton get caught up and carried away to the point where you saw the run the ball thing was back.
Oh, I saw that you posted it.
I did. I sprinted to the TV and took a picture. He wrote himself the note again, run the ball.
Maybe it's the same play calling sheet. He's like, hey, man, the one I used in the Chargers game last year, I'm going to use that one again.
It looked very similar, but that was back. And so, again, more like trading places between the Eagles and Broncos from how they profile comparatively to how they executed yesterday. But also the officiating. Do you think the Broncos won that game because they had the quote-unquote wind at their back with the officials? And especially on the last play with J.L. Skinner.
Yeah, I think that, the play with the J.L. Skinner one, they called that against PS2. And I didn't think that was necessarily the right call. The PS2 A.J. Brown one where it was in the back of the end zone at the beginning of the game. It was like pass interference. So like those are calls that are interesting because like it can go either way when you have a receiver and a cornerback going back and forth.
I'm talking about the last
one,
play
like,
where J.L. Skinner looked like he got away with pass interference,
I think
and he had just been hit with a defensive pass interference with 9 seconds left in the game.
I'm okay with that one not being called. At that moment, it's like, let him play. This is it. Let him play. Now, for the Eagles, it's like you guys did do some wrong stuff. You hit R.J. Harvey in the back of the neck when you didn't need to if you're Zach Bond. For Saquon, you know better. And for Jalen Hurts, you know better. If Saquon Barkley and somebody else moves, all right, Saquon has to get set back up before you can hike the ball. You don't do it. And you end up erasing a, 35-yard gain to Devontae Smith against Riley Moss that probably wins you the game.
Yeah, left sideline.
So I'm not going to sit here and say it was the referee's fault. It was the Eagles' fault for shooting their own self in the foot by doing the little things wrong. They were the undisciplined team at home, Zach, not the Denver Broncos. And although Denver had a bunch of penalties, Philly had the costly ones.
They did, and the timely ones. Man, I'm just envisioning a scenario, and it's super realistic, where J.L. Skinner has a defensive pass interference on 4th down with 15 seconds left. That got called. That gave the Eagles another opportunity, and J.L. Skinner could have been hit with another pass interference with 9 seconds left. This is after he had a holding call on kickoff earlier in the game as well, talking about Skinner. I mean, we never knew before the game in Arrowhead last year that we would get to know as a community, Broncos country, household name, Alex Forsyth. And I know J.L. Skinner is a draft pick and people know J.L. Skinner, but the amount of conversation we'd be having today, and it's already being had, but not in wholesale fashion, if that was back-to-back defensive pass interference and the Broncos lose at the buzzer for the 3rd time.
What was it, the right call by the referees not calling that one on J.L. Skinner at the end there?
I personally thought it was pass interference. And if it was happening to a Bronco and the Broncos lost, you would have heard. Everyone in Philly today is saying that they got screwed. So I thought the Broncos got away with one a little bit. Get away with one like CSU over Northern Colorado? No, not quite. But still caught a green light there, and it's okay. It's sports. The Broncos have been on the other end of that
way too many times.
So often.
Way too many times. That's why I'm not upset with it. J.L. Skinner, like you're gonna have to do better technique. The reason why you're in, I really don't know why. I know they wanted a bigger body, an extra DB, like it's the end of the game. But maybe go with someone like P.J. Locke, somebody like that who has played a lot of football. J.L. Skinner. Like, think about it. Like you just said, if he was the one to mess the game up.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Wouldn't have been good.
No.
Luckily, we don't have to worry about that. All right. It took everyone to knock off the Eagles in Philly, but one guy is emerging as a bona fide star. That's next.
After 3 bad quarters, the Broncos offense rallied late and took down the Eagles for a signature road win. Can Sean Payton keep the momentum rolling as the team prepares to head overseas? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Are joint pain or injuries keeping you from living your best life? I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. We don't believe in one size fits all. Instead, we create personalized stem cell treatment plans using your own stem cells or donor cells to help regenerate joints, repair torn muscles and ligaments, and restore mobility. For a limited time, get 10% off through October. Don't wait. Book your free consultation now at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving up scratch-made food and pouring cold drinks every night after dark. Come experience the best late night in the league any day of the week, only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
This is Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Hall of Famer. I learned early in my career that winning takes teamwork. And in banking, that means choosing a partner that has your back. That's why I trust Colorado Credit Union, a local financial institution that has spent more than 50 years investing in our community and helping families build a strong financial future. To learn more, visit ccu.org or stop by any branch. Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Equal housing opportunity.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because at Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Fall is a season of change, but at Postman Law, one thing never changes: results. With no out-of-pocket expense to you, we deliver with speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN now. This is Attorney Advertising.
Marketing can feel overwhelming. Where to start? What works? What doesn't? That's where your marketing experts at Denver Sports come in. Audio, video, online marketing, and we know how to cut through the noise so your customers finally hear your story. You don't have to waste time guessing or spinning your wheels. We'll guide you with a proven plan that turns your marketing into growth. Let us handle the hard part. You do the easy part. Head over to DenverSports.com and click Advertise with Us and start growing your business today.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Bottom half of hour number 4 on a Victory Monday. And we've been doing just that, living it up here. After a signature win in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh. Atypical. Man, oh man. Feels good.
It was great, Zach. Not good. It's not just good anymore. It's great. You beat the undefeated Super Bowl champs from last year. You come back in comeback fashion in the fourth quarter.
Come on. It's an all-timer. Like it's as good of a regular season win in years. And in this era of Broncos football, post Super Bowl 50, if you want to say it's the number one win, go ahead. And here's what I know. Like, when people start bringing ice cream into the studio because they're just happy, Mike Rice of Denver Sports Tonight bringing in Frosties for our afternoon drive team. He had lost a bet to Dante, and he said, if I'm going to pay off this debt, I might as well just get everyone a Frosty. So appreciate that very much. That's the kind of spirit that is in the building today.
I'll tell you what, we lose that game. Mike's not bringing in these
No.
McFlurries.
No. It took everyone to knock off the Eagles in Philly yesterday, but one guy is emerging as a bona fide star. Bona fide Bonito.
Bona fide Bonito.
7 sacks in 5 games. He has a 2-sack lead on the rest of the NFL after just 5 weeks. That is unusual. Like, to have a 2-sack lead after 12 games or even 8, 9, 10 games, after 5 games, you have a multi-sack lead where he could take the week off and probably the most that could happen is someone could catch him. I mean,
he's just that good. He's playing at a high level, Zach. The get off is real, as we all know. The consistency is there from last year, and he's building off of that. Now, of course, there's context to it in a good way. There's context to it when you have guys that you can rely on around Nick Bonito, like Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, Jonathan Cooper. Everybody is doing their job, and Nick Bonito is able to do his job as well. Now Nick Bonito is better than the tackle, but the tackle knows he's not getting any help. And so now it's up for Nick Bonito. It's like, I don't have to worry about a guy chipping me. I don't have to worry about me being double-teamed, because if they double-team me, then my boy over there, Jonathan Cooper, he's going to go free. If they try to find a way to stop Jay Coop, well, then who's going to stop John Franklin Myers and Zach Allen? So it forces an offensive line and an offense just to block you straight up. And these tackles are not better than Nick Bonito.
No. I mean, he's on another planet right now. He is truly on another planet. And, you know, we talked about this last week where I laid out the argument why I believe Nick Bonito's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. And we covered a lot of ground. It was going through the awareness year, just talking about this in the break with Mike Rice here. Going through the awareness year where you get into the consciousness of all the NFL fans. He's going to have primetime, moments.
Yeah. He had a sack against the Bengals on primetime.
He did.
Philly 2.5 here, where everybody's still watching. It's not on prime time, but it's the Philadelphia Eagles are 4-0.
And it was the biggest upset of the week, along with New England, upsetting Buffalo in Buffalo. And you look at the way that the odds have shifted. This is unbelievable, but yet very believable at the same time somehow. On August 1st, Bonito is 60-1. For every dollar that you would wager if he went on to win it, you're getting 60 back. So $2 would win you $120 and so on. He was 60-1 on August 1st, 40-1 on September 1st, 15-1 on October 1st, this time last Monday, and I'll be damned. Today he is 6-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year. And a part of that argument last year, he said, well, Pat Surtain just won it. They're not going to give it to Broncos in back-to-back years. They can and they will if he deserves it. And it's happened. Ed Reed won the Defensive Player of the Year in 2003. Ray Lewis wins it in 2004. Bryce Pupp in Buffalo wins the Defensive Player of the Year in 1994. Bruce Smith wins it in 95.
So I'm not a gambling guy. Say Nick Bonito goes out there and has another 2-sack game.
Yep.
What do you believe the odds would then go to? I know you're already at 6-1.
3 or 4-1. I mean, I believe currently, and Dante, can you look this up? Who's ahead of him officially? I think it's Myles Garrett and Aiden Hutchinson right now. He might have even passed Micah Parsons. This time last week, Micah Parsons was still in front of him.
Yeah.
He may have just have those two guys in front of him. Dante will fill us in here in a second. But with his 2.5 sack performance yesterday, Bonito has 20.5 sacks since the start of last season. That is the most in the NFL during that period. And thank goodness they got this deal done, because if they did not, the Broncos may literally be on the hook for 75 more M's, something like that.
You said 75 more?
No joke. He'd be going for the top of the market.
Oh, yeah, as he should. You have 7 sacks now. You're looking good. You have a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year as of right now. I'm asking for everything. So George did a great job of getting that done before the season started. And I know for Nick Bonito, it's like, hey, I'll take enough, right? Because remember after Nick Bonito got his money, he had that video.
Yes.
He's the richest he's ever been. My man feeling good.
Good for him.
Great for him.
Great for him. Dante, who's ahead of Bonito currently for odds for Defensive Player of the Year?
We got Aiden Hutchinson leading the pack, Micah Parsons behind him, and then Myles Garrett with Bonito in 4th. And then there's a massive gap for everyone behind Bonito.
And what is Bonito's odds right now?
He is 5.5 to 1.
Yeah, so he's not even 6 to 1 anymore.
Nick Bonito becoming a star. Is there a difference between a superstar and a star?
Yes, in my opinion. What do you think?
No, I'm with you on that one. Like there's stars and then there's just superstars. Like people that are gonna mess a whole game up every single game almost.
Like I think Justin Herbert's a star.
Okay.
I think Josh Allen is a superstar. Like you start winning MVPs or Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Like how about trying to think of a really good pass rusher through the years.
Was Von Miller was a superstar.
That's who I was thinking of, a pass rusher to say. Someone like someone like I don't want to disrespect anyone because I'm thinking of names, but I'm like,
would you consider DeMarcus Ware a superstar?
Yes.
Okay, so
definitely.
So we had 2 superstars on the team.
Yes.
I know DeMarcus was older when he got to Denver.
Yep. But like someone like I want to say Khalil Mack was a star and Von's a superstar, but Khalil won Defensive Player of the Year. So again, I'm thinking of names that, but I don't want to be.
That's just interesting, like a superstar and a star. Nick Bonito's becoming a star.
He's becoming a star. Yeah.
In order to be a superstar, he needs to get to a Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, or like lead the league in sacks or be the leading sack artist on a team that's competing for a Super Bowl. Like, here's one. I think Trey Hendrickson is a star. But I don't know if he's
sacked 2 years in a row, though. Like that's my thing. Is like what's considered a superstar?
Yeah, I guess we're getting loosey-goosey with the definition. Could Trey, if Trey Henderson was at Park Meadows Mall and he walked from one side of the mall to the other, I don't think he'd get stopped a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
If Von Miller walked from one side of the mall in New York or in California, he's getting stopped.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't have like a firm definition of superstar to star, but Benito is emerging as a star.
Let's start with the star.
You start with the star. And stars are stars because they shine every night, and that is what Nick Benito is doing right now. This is what Sean Payton said after the game.
He's a super pass rusher. You guys have seen the confidence just grow and grow with him. It's a good offensive line. It's a quarterback that's hard to sack, so I'm glad he's on our team.
Glad he's on our team, Sean says.
Super pass rusher.
Super pass rusher, maybe superstar.
He doesn't want to use that star.
But he used super. We're halfway home.
We're getting there.
All right. Game balls after a huge signature victory coming up next.
TCU held serve at home and handed Coach Prime and the Buffs their second straight loss. With their season hanging in the balance, can Colorado find a way to get back on track and secure their first conference win? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The holidays are here, full of joy, family, friends, and yes, a little hustle and bustle. That's why you need Aleve. Between cooking, shopping, and all those extra errands, aches and pains can sneak in. Aleve is here to help with long-lasting body pain relief. Don't let body pain slow you down. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, you can keep up with the season's magic and all that awaits. Pick up Aleve and get back to what really matters, making memories. Use as directed.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Another summer has ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday.
You better walk in there and say yes sir, no sir, or your ass is gonna be up out of there. It's crazy how one game, especially one big game, can change the way that you feel about your team, yourself, what you feel about the fan base feels about you. It's insane, man.
I cannot imagine that plane ride to London.
Oh,
after the game.
You can imagine it.
I can, actually.
You know what's going on.
Oh, my gosh. There's a very famous story within WWE. Every year they go on an international tour.
Okay, yeah.
And they were coming back from London. They're coming back from London where the Broncos are going. These are all the WWE wrestlers. And there's this famous story. If you just Googled plane ride from hell, the tour was over, and it turned into the biggest party of all time. And you had guys cutting other guys' hair when they were asleep.
Oh, they were doing crazy stuff.
Ric Flair allegedly exposed himself to the entire plane. There was a fight on the plane. I mean, it was just so maybe not quite to that.
Yeah, I don't know
level.
if anybody's gonna cut anybody's hair. like somebody cut a dread.
Singleton, Singleton, he's asleep. Has not been good in coverage.
You gave up a big explosive run or pass. Like, we're cutting your hair, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just say they're having fun.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
They're having fun. They're playing, dominoes.
Oh yeah, Boo-Ray, I'm sure. Yeah,
couple card games. They're hydrating. So it's probably a great time, and Sean's doing it with them probably.
Sean is leading the charge. There is no doubt. You see the post game. The post game. I mean, they're turned.
Did you hear the music in the background?
I did.
You remember that? You've heard that before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But for our listeners, like, it's a song like, "Walk in your trap, take over your trap." Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And it pretty much means like for you to like go into somebody else's house.
Yep, as a
and
road.
take it over.
Yep, exactly.
So they were living it up with the smoke. They had smoke going
smoke
on.
machine.
All they needed was to pop some bottles, and it was like, okay, were we in a World Series?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's a great win, and we do game balls. And how about Sean getting the game ball from Greg Penner after the game and passing Bill Parcells, his mentor, on the all-time wins list? This was Sean on the significance of not just winning in Philly, but getting the game ball.
Yeah, Mr. Penner did. You know, it meant a lot. I told the team what I just told you. I said I just had spoken to Bill. But there are a number of people when we watch this tape, I'm sure that'll get game balls. But to get it here, I grew up here as a kid. My first NFL job was here, 1997, 98. Grew up on the Flyers, the Eagles, Sixers, give you all the lineups. There's a lot of respect we have for this team, this coaching staff, and the team we just played. Zach Bond, I mean, shoot, there are a number of these guys that, this is a team that just won the Super Bowl. So it was a good win.
It was a great win. It wasn't just a good win. It was a great win with a capital G. So, with that being said, who gets your game ball? You can have the floor here. Who gets your game ball?
This one's tough, Zach, because offensively, they didn't get going until the fourth quarter. So if you want to get someone on the offensive game ball, I guess you can. But this, to me, it's going to have to go for a guy that we all know about, a guy that's just having a great year so far. It's the easy one, but sometimes the easy ones are the right ones. It's just right there for it. Like, don't make it hard.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
It's going to be Nick Bonito.
Yeah.
Torpedo Bonito. You don't go in there, have 2.5 sacks on Jalen Hurts, have 7 sacks in 5 games, and not get the game ball. We talk about moments. All right, in big-time situations, Nick Bonito is doing that. He did it last year. He's doing it now. He's going to continue to do it as long as he can stay healthy. Torpedo Bonito gets my game ball.
I absolutely love it. He is taking over, man. He is taking over.
One city at a time. Remember that? I'm taking over.
I don't
think
One
city at a time. It's like Akon. It's Lil Wayne. It's like Birdman.
I definitly know it then.
You know what I'm talking about?
I have to know it if it's those.
We taking over one city at a time. We gotta
I'll have to pull
tomorrow.
it up on the way home. I'll pull it up on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can bump into it with it tomorrow. I love the Benito one. Obviously, I would have picked him first had you not gone first. Benito is sensational. He's blistering, but he's also. He's a great individual performer, but he's also, you get to 7 sacks because you are also the product of something to the left and right of you as well. And the amount of beneficiary sacks that he has stacked up, there's, I think 3 of the 7 are beneficiary of someone else's individual effort, and he's just capitalizing. I am going to go with Courtland Sutton.
There you go.
8 receptions, 99 yards. And Sutton became the best version of himself when the game was on the line. Yeah, he had the big drop in the first quarter, first third down. Could have ended up with like 130 receiving yards, 140 receiving yards had he hauled that in. But when the game hung in the balance and it was the highest leverage moments, it was Courtland Sutton with 3 receptions and 64 yards in the fourth quarter alone against one of the best cornerbacks in professional football. And so you could tell me, hey, he wouldn't be the number 1 here, number 1 there. Guess what? Don't have to worry about it. He was the number 1 yesterday.
He's our number 1.
And he came through in the clutch. So I will give my game ball to Courtland Sutton. We will leave it there for now. There is so much left on the bone here. We will come back tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and we hope that you will meet us back here as well. Shout out Dante behind the glass and Drew Spivak. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez coming up next.
The Broncos took down the defending Super Bowl champs in the city of brotherly love. After a bumpy start to the season, as Denver finally found its true team identity. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.